Your camera keeps failing. Your camera keeps failing. Vex, we can't hear you on stream. Vex, we can't hear you on stream.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you on the chat, but not on stream.
Okay, I'm trying to see what's going on. I think I've fixed it. No voice audio. I think I'm just playing around with the settings really quick. I think it's fixed. Can you guys hear me on stream?
No, can hear you now, yes.
Yeah, there's a delay, but we can hear you on stream.
Okay, cool. My bad. It's trying to fix all of this. Let's see. Stream audio works now. Perfect. Okay. The only thing I need to fix now is getting my webcam up and running, which is probably conflicting with Streamlabs. Alright, perfect. So while I'm working on the webcam really quick, if my channel members would like to introduce themselves, we could start with Superman. Just to go talk about a little bit of how long you've been playing the game, how long what got you into the game as well, and yeah, a little introduction. So Superman, if you want to start.
I've been playing the game since I believe Inception. I think I started playing it because I needed to find another game, because I was getting yelled at by my kids for all the notifications on Facebook for Dragon City. I've been a lifelong Star Wars fan, so it just seemed like the perfect fit. Unfortunately, when I started playing it, it didn't take very long. I mean, you could go through your dailies in like less than 6 minutes. I'm actually pretty excited where we are now. It was getting to be a time crunch, and I think this new raid will definitely help things out.
That's awesome. I love to hear that. I always like to hear the origin stories of like players and the lore, so that's awesome. Shadow, if you want to go next.
Yeah, I'm Shadow. I used to play in I want to say, gosh, 2019, 2020. I eventually quit, but it was because I lost my account. And then I was just at the time, I liked this game a lot less. But ever since I've come back about 7 months ago, 7, 8 months ago, I think it's a really well-made kind of game at this point. So I'm having a lot of fun, and it's good to be back.
That's awesome to hear. I mean, this game has a bunch of highs and lows, so I totally understand how that can end up. So love to hear that.
Yeah.
Mikey Mike.
Hey, my name is Mikey Mike. I started playing early 2016, about January, February. Played all the way through until Jedi Knight Revan meta. I wailed on his character. Super excited, and then here comes Darth Revan, and then Malik, and it kind of just it took me away from the game because I spent all that money, and then 2 months later I wasn't able to stay in the top 10 in Squad Arena, so quit playing for about 2 years, and then I came back mid 2022, I believe, and I love this game. I've loved Star Wars, everything about it. It's kind of the RPG style reminds me of a Final Fantasy turn-based sort of game.
Yeah, absolutely. Love to hear that as well. I think my webcam is up and running. It looks a little delayed though. I think it's because it's conflicting with one of my software guys, so I apologize. Just in case anyone doesn't know my origin story, I think I've talked about it multiple times on stream, but I've always been a big Star Wars fan ever since I was a kid. My dad introduced me to, the movies when I was younger. I had all the games. One of my big passions when I was younger was Knights of the Old Republic. I was very little. My mom got it for me for a random gift, and fell in love with that game absolutely. And the reason I started playing Galaxy of Heroes was I was a wrestler in college, so we would do a lot of travel. Couldn't really go out and party or anything like that. So we would all stay in the dorm rooms and cut weight. So my friends, we were at a hotel waiting for a wrestling tournament the next day. We were all cutting weight. We couldn't eat, couldn't do anything. We were just laying there. And my friend mentioned to me about this mobile game for Star Wars, and he thought I'd be really interested in it, but to be careful because it's kind of like a gotcha kind of game. So I started out free to play. I played it for a little bit, and I fell in love with it immediately because I got to play with characters I never thought I'd get to play with ever or use. Like HK-47 was a character in Squad Arena in the store, and I was like, wait a minute, HK-47 is in this mobile game? That's crazy. And then the next thing you know, I've been playing it for a couple months, and we started, I got like the first $20 pack, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I spent money on it. But the first time I ever really spent like $50 on the game was when Darth Nihilus was released. It was incredible. I put $50 to get him to 4 stars. It wasn't worth it, but that was like the first time I ever spent on the game, and I've been playing it ever since. So that is the lore with me. It all started with a wrestling trip, and I've played almost every single day consistently with only one break. And that one break was like 2 or 3 weeks, I think. So absolutely, probably my favorite game of all time, and that's crazy to say because it's a mobile game. But I don't think I've played a game for so long and so consistent than Galaxy of Heroes. So, yeah, through the highs and lows, I've loved it. So I wanted to start out with, the history of the game, and I want to talk to you guys about what do you think, in your opinion, was your favorite type of era or meta that this game had in all time, whether it was Jedi Knight Revan, Darth Revan, Malik, Gas, Galactic Legends. What was your favorite meta in the game? Let's start with Superman, and it can include Fleet as well.
It's actually fleets for me. The first thing I wailed on was making sure that I had Levi when it first unlocked. And that first unlock, that first day, was miserable. They did a lot of buffs and a lot of adds to that fleet since inception. The first guild I was in, the leader really pushed on ships. Those fleet crystals mean everything. 400 crystals a day, it's free income. It really accelerated my account like nothing I can say for.
Oh, absolutely. The fleet meta is so important. Just on my free-to-play account, I think for early game players, the value that Fleet Arena brings to your roster and your income is game-changing. I was able to unlock General Skywalker in 6 months of playing, and I already have him at 7-star Relic 7, and a lot of that has to do with Fleet. So I love that was a good moment for you. Leviathan, when it was first released for me, it was very difficult because of how broken the ship was. It was underperforming until it was buffed. So for me, the Leviathan release was one of the worst releases they had. But once it was fixed, it was a great feeling knowing that you can get the first in Fleet Arena. So I totally understand why that was exciting for you. So I love Leviathan meta. Totally gotcha. Let's go to Shadow next. What was your favorite meta in the game, including either Squad Arena, Grand Arena, or Fleet Arena? Whatever you enjoyed the most.
I want to say probably back when I had that old account, I was free to play. I was climbing. I was only like 2 million, but I think climbing, and specifically before they changed Grand Arena, how the matchmaking worked, I enjoyed it a lot more. I wasn't in the meta per se, but just playing because I had like a Padme team at the time. I had the Separatists, and they were a lot of fun. So I'd say back, like I guess before the matchmaking change, and I don't necessarily hate it now, but I remember hating it at the time.
Was that like the General Grievous release when like they had the droid nuke team, or was it like
I think that was sort of around it. It was after I remember Gas was out. He released,
Gas was
but I
released?
don't remember
Okay.
the exact time.
That was a fun time. I remember that. Love to hear that. Mikey Mike, how about you? What was your favorite meta in the game?
Oh, definitely my favorite meta was Jedi Knight Revan when he first released, because back then there was no such thing as Kairos and there was no such thing as relic levels. So getting the characters to gear 12 and a half, I think it was at the time, it was a lot of fun, and it I feel like it took a little bit less work. I mean, there was bottlenecks with the Carbonis and stun guns and stuff, but that was my favorite era of all of Star Wars Galaxy Heroes.
Nice.
It definitely it was a lot of fun for the 3 months or 3 to 6 months before Darth Revan and Malak came along and shut that down. But yeah, that's definitely my favorite era right there.
Oh, awesome. Also, Sam Vox, thank you for the $3 super chat. Thank you so much. When somebody good also loses, I don't feel so bad. Oh, nice. Big shout out to Sam Vox for the $3 donation. And what is going on, chat? I didn't get to say hi. Thank you for everyone tuning in for our first time member live stream Q&A, where everyone in the master tier or higher gets to hang out with me, get to talk about the game. I'm going to ask them some questions. They can ask me some questions. Just having a good time. So welcome to everyone in chat. Mikey Mike, I agree with the Revan meta. That was a really fun time. There was no, like you said, relics and Kyrotech. Like that crunch was very difficult. Very, very difficult. But for me, I think one of my favorite metas, probably, I have a couple. It's like, when the game first came out, the first time I got to First and Squad Arena, which when it was requiring crystals, I was using Captain Rex lead. It was like Captain Rex lead with Kylo Ren masked and his Zeta, and then a couple other random characters, like maybe Thrawn. I think I had Rex lead, Thrawn, Kylo Ren, Zeta, and then 2 other fillers, and I was able to get the First in Squad Arena for the first time with that squad. So that was a big moment for me, because I was able to beat I believe Commander Luke Skywalker lead, which was the meta in the day. So I really enjoyed that, because I was able to technically begin my off meta climb into the top 5. So that was really big for me. And just in terms of, I guess, lore, Jedi Knight Revan, Darth Revan for me was one of the peaks of this game, because as you guys know, I'm a giant KOTOR fan. And the fact that we were actually getting Revan, both light and dark side, in a game version that I could play that wasn't the original games was huge for me. So I absolutely enjoyed those metas the most. The mirror match with Jedi Knight Revan was kind of difficult. It definitely can cause timeouts, but as long as you played it right, you could figure it out. The Darth Revan meta was speed-based. So I believe if you had the faster Bastila Fallen, you were pretty much going to win the mirror. So the speed matchups were a little bit dependent on that. But I think that, to me, was the best meta, or the most fun for me in terms of lore. But the Captain Rex one was awesome, because I was able to off-meta to get to top 5 in Squad Arena. So that, for me, was a big moment, and it's always etched in my head. So that's my opinion on my favorite meta. And before I get to the next question, I just want to read a little bit of the chat. How do I get into the master tier? If you guys do become a channel member and do the $10 per month, you get into the master tier, either on Patreon or YouTube. That's how you get into that. So it also comes with other perks as well. But that's the master tier. My Darth Revan still has the fastest mod set because he's my favorite. Yeah, he's got one of my fastest too. Absolutely. So that brings my next question to you guys, is what was your least favorite meta in this game, starting with Superman?
My least favorite meta is right now. I almost raged through my phone when my Gran Arena posted, and I did not make it into Kyber 1. I so appreciate all your help today, helping me win that match. I wouldn't have won it without your help.
That makes me happy to hear, and I saw that your score was like you're a couple points away, which is so annoying. Yeah, yeah. I guarantee you're gonna get Kyber 1. I promise. He's got to get like one win. You'll be right there. So I have a lot of faith that we'll get you there. But I totally get the frustration. Shadow, least favorite meta and why?
I think, gosh, like I said, I haven't been up there, so it's hard to say like my exact meta
Right.
without necessarily experiencing it. But man, just being like a free to play, just in general, it's tough. Cause like even I'm a pretty heavy spender, but like climbing your way, like in Carbonite right now, or Bronzium, it's crazy how like you get matched up against some like crazy opponents. And honestly, you can win, but if you don't have the tools to combat some of these teams, it's just brutal. But I'm at the point now where I got a few tools, so I'm having a lot of fun. But just like climbing your way throughout that into like the times where you're fighting like a bit more real matchups, it's kind of annoying.
I gotcha. I hear that. It's very hard. I mean, the early game experience in Grand Arena is definitely difficult. I'm experiencing it now. I have yet to face someone lower than 2 million galactic power. I'm at 1.6. Everyone I'm facing is above 5 million or higher. It's like, you guys know me. I'm a big Grand Arena player. That's my home for the game. I love being the competition and then, all of that. But I can't recommend to early game players to solely focus on teams for Grand Arena specific, because you're going to hit a wall that's not going to help you. And you're just going to get stuck because you're going to face accounts that are just completely not even close to competing with. So the early game experience is definitely flawed for Grand Arena, and I get your frustration with that, especially Carbonite. But yeah, no, I totally understand. Mikey Mike, your least favorite meta and why?
So my least favorite meta is right now currently these focused datacrons are ridiculous. I don't feel like any team should be that strong, especially with the Darkside Ray focused datacron. It's a little bit unbalanced. Same thing with the Hermit Yodacron. There shouldn't be that big of a gap between the standard counters just because of the datacron. It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do have the Darkside Raycron, but it just, the game is so unbalanced feeling right now, because I've had so many matches just recently where we're both stalemating on SLKR because we don't have any, we don't have no way to kill it. And I'm in Kyber 3, so that has to say something.
Yeah, the reason why I asked this question is because I've been getting a lot of comments saying this is the worst Grand Arena meta there's ever been, because if you don't have your go-to counters for Ray, Darkside Ray, which aren't very reliable at the moment, there's a lot of RNG. I mean, I've been pretty lucky, I guess, with my Bane and Malik combo, but it's at the point where if your go-tos do not work, you're hard stuck, and one team can determine an entire Grand Arena. I'm not saying there shouldn't be a strong defensive viable team, but when the win rate is 30%, or whatever it is, it's like a 71% hold rate, that tends to seem to be in the wrong direction. So I get your frustration with that. The Focus Datacron, especially in 3v3, is just way overtuned for 3v3. In 5v5, I think we'll have a better answer. The thing is that like you're gonna need the other Focus Datacron to compete with the broken Datacron. So it's like they're offering you a very OP tool, and they're offering you a tool to counteract that with the Focus Datacron. So it's kind of hard to deal with, and I get the frustration with that. I do tend to think it's a little bit more overpowered than it should be, to be honest. But I get why right now is pretty rough. For me, I think the worst meta that I had to deal with in the beginning was Executor mirror matches for some reason. I was in my ult account. My ult account tends to be in a tougher shard than my main for some reason. I remember... Oh, actually, I have two. I have two bad metas, and it doesn't even include like Grand Arena or Squad Arena. But the first is the Executor, because of how ridiculous the mirror match was at the time. I think they implemented a fix to make it better, but when the Executor was first released in the mirror match, it would take you so many different tries to get that going. The second is Leviathan pre-Scimitar. That was horrible. If you didn't go first, you were screwed. So climbing the first in fleet took like an hour or two. So that to me was also brutal. So a lot of it is fleet. I feel like the fleet metas are always kind of like the roughest for me personally. But in terms of like when did I feel like the most burnout in this game, the worst meta, it had to be the Naboo raid on 2 accounts, 2 very high-end accounts prior to the fix. When I tell you, it would take me 2 hours to get a raid run on 1 account because of bad RNG with the charge and the droid just destroying all your buffs. It was the worst thing to deal with. So for me to stay competitive on both accounts, which I like, I was able to do it on the train, like with like the speeder bike and the crate was okay. But the Naboo raid in general was very close to burnout for me, and I was like considering like I don't know if I can handle these 2 accounts. But ever since the change, it's a little bit better, and I'm looking forward to the new raid. But for me, those were the worst metas for me in general. So I don't know how you. I guess that leads into the next point. How did you guys feel about the Naboo raid prior to the fix and after the fix? Starting with Superman.
Absolutely hated the Naboo raid prior to and after the fix. However, you brought up ships, and I just want to point out, most people, or at least for me, never knew that everyone has a different payout in your fleet shard.
That's a great point.
If you look at your count on swogh.gg, it tells you when your payout is. And in most fleet metas, or at least fleet arenas, if you climb within that hour of your payout, most people will leave you alone. If you climb outside of that hour of your payout, most people think you're a jerk. Most fleet shards have discords all themselves and will work together for you or against you. I think I played this game for like 5 years before I figured that out. Actually, it was when I first got Executor, and one of my first 9 or Relic 9 characters was Pettit to make that ship faster. And when I was faster than everyone else in that shard, they had no choice but to start messaging me, why are you messing things up? And I just simply didn't know. There's so many mechanics about this game that's not explained. There's no guidebook for, and that's one of the things I appreciate you the most for, is understanding. Even today, we had to go over Malikos's kit to make sure that I played it well in the match that I played.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And sorry, I just blew that whole question up.
Don't worry. You brought up a great point. If you guys aren't aware of how the arena system works, you're not bunched up with every player around the world. You are set with a set group of players. I don't know if it's like a couple, like 10,000 or something like that, or 5,000. But you guys have different payout hours of the day where you can climb the first in that hour and work with the group of people around you, so you don't have to sit in the top 5 all day. You work with the people in your shard, and when it's your time to climb, you can get the first, and once your hour is done, the next person goes, so you guys can coordinate and make sure you get the maximum amount of crystals possible. So if you guys are newer players, you know, mid-game players, or even end-game, and you didn't know that, reach out to someone in your fleet shard once you break into the top, I'd say 20 or top 10, and start to coordinate with them so you don't mess with their payouts. You do it, you know, pretty civil, because some people get pretty hostile with their fleet arena crystals. So if you guys aren't aware of that, that's a great point by Superman to bring that up. So thank you for bringing that up. If you guys aren't aware, now you are. So thank you, Superman, and thank you for talking about the Naboo raid. What was the reason why you did not like the Naboo raid? Was it just time consuming? You didn't like the mechanics?
It
you didn't like the
takes
teams?
so much time.
Yeah.
By the time the Naboo raid came out, to go through the tasks that you had to do daily could take such a ridiculous amount of time, from Grand Arena to the raid to making sure you farmed when the Naboo raid came out, to making sure you farmed GL tickets, all that kind of stuff. when I first started the game, it took like 6 minutes to go through the game and you could set it aside. Now I can play the game, especially when Conquest is running, 7, 8, 9 hours straight at work.
Yeah, no, I agree. The time consumption aspect was brutal for me. It's a lot for players on one account. I can't imagine players of 2 or 3. Like, just absolutely insane if you have an endgame account and you're running Naboo raid twice. Really time consuming. I haven't played with Order 66 yet. I'm going to try to a little bit today, tonight, and tomorrow. Try to get some videos out. Hopefully that's a lot better. I've heard nothing but good things about it. So, thank you, Superman. We're going to move on to Shadow. What was your opinion of the Naboo raid pre-fix and post-fix?
Yeah, so about the same. I only have one account now, but I got the opportunity to try the Naboo raid in its full force, and all the complaints are the same. It's ridiculous how long it took to get an RNG. Like, I just went to a lower tier sometimes just because I don't have time for all that. So I think the RNG factor was ridiculous. The charge thing was ridiculous. Thankfully, they fixed it, so I didn't have to experience it for too long. But once they did, I liked it. I think it's fine. It's a fine raid. It looks great. It kind of feels like a raid, so there's definitely good things about it. But yeah, that was crazy. But I think it's in a better spot now.
I agree with you. I think it's, if they released that the way it is now in the beginning, it would have been well more liked, I think.
Yeah.
So I
It
do
took them
think
way too long to fix it too.
it did.
Like, with like 3 months left, something crazy.
Absolutely. It took a decent amount of time. Superman with the 5 gifted members. Superman, thank you so much, my man. Look at that. He's in the chat. He's gifted members. Thank you so much, my dude. I don't know why.
So I would challenge everyone that's in chat or with us now. I mean, either a $5, what is it's a chat thingy, right? Or gift another membership. I mean, we've got to support you.
Yeah, no, you guys are my greatest supporters. I do appreciate you guys a lot. Only been doing this for a year, a little bit over a year, and you guys have really helped me out in the beginning and supported me. So I appreciate each and every one of my channel members for contributing to my YouTube journey. So Superman, Shadow, Mikey Mike, thank you all. And Shadow, thank you for your response. Mikey Mike, I'm curious in your opinion, what was your thoughts on the pre and post fix for Naboo raid?
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought that raid was terrible. My guild was never a fan. We would go for the 64 mil crate box or the one just above that. I would hit it up, do auto. Everybody averaged probably about 1.5 to 1.6 mil. I just feel like they kind of ruined the raid system after the Sith triumvirate, where you could just use any character you had and just run them through, zip through it, and the multiple phases. I feel like the whole new raid system is terrible. I know that's not just the Naboo raid, but Great Dragon raid, Indoor raid, and the Naboo raid. It just was it's a little ridiculous having to hyper focus on new characters just to be able to score, and get your raid tokens. It's a little bit ridiculous, because back before they did all that, there was always a way that we could figure out how to get the max score. It didn't matter if it was just everybody setting in these units or that, these teams or that team. But when it's so limited to 4 or 5 different teams, I'm not a fan at all.
Totally agree with you. And a quick side note, Shadow, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. You are the man. Thank you. Love you guys.
Thank you, bro.
Mikey Mike, I agree with you. I've actually mentioned this in one of my Order 66 Thought raid videos. I personally love the old raid structure where I can use my roster all to compete with a group of guys. And for me, I'm gonna repeat what I said in that video. I feel like the raid structure now is, you need to gear up and relic these characters just to maintain what you were getting before. It's like you're not getting anything new besides keeping a maintenance of your rewards. And if you don't maintain and keep up with these new characters, your rewards are going down. So I missed a day where the raid you were running had a certain reward that made it special. Now, the problem with that is it also gates certain members of the community from getting these rewards, but they have to figure out a system for it to be fair. So I would have more incentive to participate in the raid more and look forward to it if I knew the end goal was a very cool exclusive reward that isn't game breaking or crazy overpowered that is unbeatable, but you have an exclusive character linked to that raid that makes it actually special to participate. So my question for you guys is, starting with Superman, do you miss the days when raids had exclusive characters tied to them that made the effort, the investment, and the end really worthwhile? Do you miss that, or you like the way it is now?
No, I hate the way it is now. I used to love racing to start the raid before anyone else, because the ATT and even the Sith Triumphant raid, you could solo with one team, and you had 3 or 4 people that soloed the raid, and it was like a race and a badge of honor for the fact that you were able to do that. As long as you had signed up for the raid, everyone got rewards, and it was tiered, yes. But I also feel like just recently I switched guilds and then switched guilds again. And because of how their system works, it was like 2 raid attempts or 2 raid cycles that I didn't even get to do anything in the debut raid. And I feel that set me so far behind on relics because that's what I used most of the materials for.
Yeah, no, I understand. And to bring up my point as well, I think what they did with the structure, I get how people would get random top 3 rewards if you all scored the same. Like if we did the Sith raid and everyone got, they beat it one shot, it would be a randomized for who got the top rewards, and sometimes that would screw members. So I think if they took the structure where you guys hit a certain point limit, you all get the same rewards. So if like someone solos a Sith raid, everyone's going to get the same box rewards so that no one gets screwed out on RNG. But I think they need to incorporate that into the old raid system where you still get exclusive characters to make it more fun. So I was just looking at chat, and Xavier had a comment saying, I don't miss the days where I had to fight my guildmates for rewards. It was really dumb. And I get what you were saying, how it's randomized with who gets the top spot. So I think the new reward element where everyone gets a similar reward system is the way to go. So I do believe in that. And then what my opinion would be is that when the raid was over, like the cycle, like let's say the raid has a year cycle, the exclusive character would then go into a get currency in the guild event store for a little bit of a higher price point so that it gives players a chance to catch up and not get stuck on that one raid. I mean, something like that. But Shadow, what is your opinion? And also El Poppy, I believe that is you. Welcome El Poppy to the chat.
What's up, bro?
What's going on, man? Thank you for tuning in. My
bad, I'm late. I was playing some Halo.
No, don't worry at all. I miss Halo days. What Halo game are you playing?
Infinite. Playing some ranked.
Oh, nice. Halo Infinite's sick. That's awesome. Shadow, your opinion on the raid idea that it was, or the old raid system where you get exclusive rewards for a character. Do you miss that, or what would you do differently?
Yeah, I think it's what it needs. Because, like, let's take an example. Reva right now in this Kermit. I don't know how she wasn't released. But right now, I would not say she's game-breaking at all. She's really good. But she's not broken or anything. She's just a really good, nice to have. So we need a character that's balanced like that to just go in there. And then you get it as, like, a badge of honor. You got the cool character. And that's it. That's all they need. I don't think having the, like, how it was for, like, Crankcore, how I've heard it was, is, like, people had to, like, if they did it first, they'd have to, like, wait to even push, like, the claim button, like, when they finished. So, like, that was kind of dumb. But I think how it is now, everyone kind of gets a chance. And like you said, you do make it for the same, which is kind of dumb. Which is why I think only really one character is needed to make it good.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. It makes it more fun. It would actually give me incentive to want to do the raid, knowing that, wow, I get this exclusive character that is tied to this raid. Like, they need to make it more fun to actually do it. Like, we're just doing this raid to get gear and relics to get ready for the characters for the next raid. So it's like, it's just an endless loop, and I'm not a big fan of that structure, so I share the same sentiment.
There should be a goal that everyone gathers together for, like, a raid. So, that's it.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm going to quickly just catch up with chat really quick. Livid, what's going on, brother? Everyone that's tuning in, I'm reading your comments, so I'll try to type it in chat because I want to let the members actually, speak their opinion. So I'll start to type in the chat. But Mikey Mike, moving on to you. Do you miss the old raid system where you get an exclusive character? And what's your opinion on the new structure?
Oh, I absolutely love the old raid system. It was a lot of fun. Back to the original rank 4 raid where, you could basically auto the whole entire raid, and then whoever was the first one to jump in would just put their phone in airplane mode and just notify everyone, hey, on Discord, hey, get in here, put your attack in because I'm going to submit. I'm going to sit here for 45 minutes or an hour. And it was nice being able to actually come together and work for shards for the newest unit, and also as well with the STR raid. My guild at the time was one of the first, the first 50 guilds that was able to fully clear the STR on heroic. Never content, credit to him. He was one of the ones that learned the mechanics before Black Legends to do the phase 3, which was with the Night Sisters, and then Anakin, Jedi Anakin, that infinite turn meter loop to clear phase 3, because that was where a lot of people got stonewalled. But it was a lot of fun. Now it just doesn't. To me, it's like, yeah, cool. I get guild currency, and I get to spend that on my relic mats or whatever. It's not the same to me. You don't get that same feeling unlocking General Kenobi, Han Solo, and Traya. It's just not the same. They need to bring that back in some way, shape, or form. Maybe with balanced rewards, because if you're not in the top 10, if you weren't in the top 10 in those old raids, your rewards were absolutely horrid. And then he had said just a few minutes ago, it was completely random what rewards you would get. So you could get something over and over and over and over that you would never need. And at that point in time, we didn't have access to getting all that gear 12 plus finishers and whatnot. So they need to rebalance it, I think, a little bit.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's got to be a balance where I think if they have a character that's not super unbeatable, but also a nice perk to your roster, it gives just an incentive to want to participate, and then the free-to-play players aren't missing out fully. Like I said, they have to figure out a balance to make it work. I'm not a big numbers guy, but if they found a way to make it an incentive to actually work towards a raid to get something else besides gear and relics, and made it a fun character, I think that'd be a really fun idea. But appreciate your thoughts on that. El Papi, I'm not sure if you tuned in late for the question, but we were just talking about the new and old raid structures. How the new one, it's kind of just seems to be a maintenance of, you got to keep up to get the same rewards that you were getting with the previous raid. We all tend to lean on the same opinion that we enjoy the old raid structure where you would get a character at the end of it, which made it more fun to actually participate and go into the raid instead of it feeling like a chore. So what is your thoughts on the new raid system, and do you like the old system better in terms of the rewards with an exclusive character?
Yeah, I'm pretty much on the same page as everybody else. I think it was perfect back then, and I actually had a lot of fun. But it did kind of suck back then when one person would just solo the whole thing, and I wouldn't even have a chance to do any kind of attacks. So I'm not a big hater on the new raids either, though. So I do miss getting the characters, though. I really do miss getting there being an objective to the raids. Same with TB2 with Riva.
Yeah, exactly. I think if you have elements of the new reward structure where it's not randomized rewards. Like you guys hit a certain, you hit a certain damage modifier in the raid, you're put in a tier where you're going to get the rewards similar to your guildmate, so it's not a randomized thing. I think if they took that element and added a character into that reward structure, so incentivizes, okay, I'm going to have to get these characters up at Relic so I can get the higher tier to get the higher shards of this character quicker and get more of a competitive edge. So it would still incentivize, going hard on these characters, players not feeling left out with like randomized rewards. So I do agree it has to have some elements of like the old and new, but I really think they could have added a character for Order 66. So we're going to get into a little bit of a fun part now. Theory, like a couple theory craft and stuff like that. If they were to add an exclusive character to the Order 66 raid, what character would you guys have picked, starting with Superman?
Ooh, that's like a tough on-the-spot question.
I know.
It doesn't have to be a pirate, right?
I mean, unless there's some expanded universe where the pirates helped Anakin, I don't know. It could be a new Yoda. It could be...
I mean, I was just going to say, you could put Grogu in it and how he survived. And that would be a great way to push that new character out to new people. And also, I must say, back when we were doing raids, I don't think we understood just how much we detrimented the rest of the guild by rushing and soloing. I will say that Sea Pit was absolutely amazing, where you had to have squads and teams ready to go, and you worked in unison with the entire guild. That's what I really miss. There's no camaraderie anymore like there used to be in guilds.
Yeah, and that's another good point. Like, I miss the structure where there were phases. Like, there were 4 different phases, 4 different elements of the raid to have fun with, where you could use your roster. It's a little bit different now. Now it's all about these bonus modifiers with certain team comps. So, totally got you there. Thank you for your comment. Shadow, I know a little bit on the spot question, but if they were to tie a character to the Order 66 raid to make it fun, I'm not sure if you're into like the a little bit of the expanded universe or anything like within Order 66, but if they had a character that you could have tied to Order 66, would it be a new version of maybe one of the Jedi Vanguard or something like that? Should Mace have been an exclusive character for the raid, or should he have been a legendary or something like that?
I saw that in chat, and that honestly wouldn't be a bad idea. I'm gonna go a bit far. I was thinking like a Vader, like a new Vader. I don't know, cause like, I mean, that might be far. He should like obviously be like GL level, but I don't know. I mean, that would be pretty hype. You get a new cool Vader. Who doesn't want a Darth Vader? It's after Order 66, so it's like your reward, and you get to, I don't know, complete the story or whatever.
Yeah,
so
that'd be cool.
Like a new broken Vader, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Mikey Mike, if you had to pick a character for Order 66 as a character to unlock, who would it be?
It would definitely be Darkside Barriss Ophi from the Clone Wars.
Ooh.
That would be, even if she was a neutral character, that would be awesome. I've always thought that they should need to, implement something like that. And I've been waiting for the day they announce her, and I was honestly thinking she might be involved with this raid because, you never really know. It's kind of, more of a theory crafting in my head, but that's who I would love to see.
That's a good one.
Darkside Barriss Ophi, right? And then like right around the time where she bombed the temple and she had framed Ahsoka for it, that'd be the character that I'd like to see.
So like that's a really cool idea. Like honestly, like it's stuff like that gets you excited. Like it makes you want to actually participate in these raids. So I like that pick a lot. El Papi, if you had to pick a character for Order 66 raid rewards, who would it be?
Well, I have the benefit of going last, so I was thinking about it. I think Sindralig, he's the one that kind of like, I don't know if you guys know, but he was like the coordinator of the lightsaber battles back then, and then he became the Jedi. He was there. And then a bonus character for me would be Cal Kestis' master, Jaro Topal.
Jaro Topal.
So,
yeah, he was.
yeah.
If you guys played Jedi Fallen Order or Survivor, I think there's a scene where you play the mission where he gets taken out by the clones. So that'd be pretty cool actually. And if you guys ever played the Revenge of the Sith game on Xbox or PlayStation, there's actually a mission where you play as Lord Darth Anakin, like Lord Vader, and you get to actually face Sindralig in a lightsaber battle. I don't know if you guys ever played that game, but really cool.
Revenge of the Sith,
Sick.
PS2.
Oh yeah, so that's a really good point. That'd be really cool. And I'm seeing in chat a couple. We have Livid saying Chancellor Palpatine, Jedi Link saying Burned Vader. All really cool. People are agreeing with Barris as well. I do like those picks. So it's like, this is what I mean. It's exciting when you get to talk about like certain characters that would be tied into the raid and stuff like that. So that was pretty much to conclude the raid talk. We're probably gonna go. I mean, as long as you guys have enough time, probably another 25 or 30 minutes of, just talking, and then we'll get to some roster reviews. But I kind of want to lead into more of the PvP now, instead of the PvE for the raid. So I'm going to give you guys some time to think about this, but in your opinion, do you think with where the game is currently, does there need to be a change in PvP in regards to Grand Arena, Territory War, Squad Arena? Are you guys happy with the way the game is in the PvP environment? Does it need another game mode? Would you guys like to see a live, real-time arena where you can log into the game, and you get match made with a player around the world, and you get to test out certain squads or face a streamer in a real-time game mode where you can do as many attempts as you want. You get certain rewards, but there's a limit to the rewards, but you can play as many times as you want. Is that a game mode you'd be interested in? So I would say first question is, are you happy with the way the PvP is going? Would you like an element of real-time arena where you could play someone live? Starting with Superman.
Real-time arena sounds amazing. Currently in arena battles, there is someone in my shard that we fight back and forth. When I posted the first SOKR Darkside Raid Datacron and took that player out of first for an entire day, they lost their mind. So I like the idea of being able to go up against someone in real time, just like I'm going to log in and let's get 3 or 4 battles. Let's go at it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I totally understand your point of view there, and I agree. Shadow, how about you? Are you happy with the current PvP, and would you prefer a real-time Grand Arena game mode where it wouldn't penalize you in terms of rank, but you get to have fun, test out squads against random players around the world in the kind of like a live-action Grand Arena setting?
Yeah, so I like the way PvP is now. I don't want any real-time stuff. I don't know, I just feel like lag or something, or there's gonna be something wrong that's just gonna make me lose it. So I don't want any real-time, but I do want like a version where you can like play against people, or maybe just have that exclusive be the only real-time, or where I could like fight you or someone. But overall, just in general, like if Squad Arena had it, I don't want it.
I gotcha. As a content creator, I would love to be able to play viewers and test things like that. As long as it didn't penalize me in terms of my rank or rewards, and like it was just like for fun kind of thing, I don't see the harm in it. I do agree there's going to be elements of lag. People are going to abuse it. They're not going to attack. But if you add like a certain like element where there's a time limit on your moves, where each player has like 20 seconds per turn or something like that, maybe they'd be able to figure it out. I do think that it'd be good for a content creator where I could, play with my community, try different things like that, do content creator versus content creator. So I like it for that aspect, but I totally get your concerns. Mike, how about you?
On the world stage?
Oh yeah, no, Shadow, absolutely. I would love to face you guys and just put me on the spot, do some crazy things like that. So if they ever did come out with that, I would absolutely love it. Mike, your opinion on the current state of PvP, does it need a change? And would you prefer a real-time arena game mode where you could face content creators or other, guildmates or players around the world real-time?
Oh, I'd love to have a real-time PvP. I mean, there's so much we could do. We could learn a lot more. We wouldn't have to just constantly wail on these new, characters, and we could do more testing, figuring out what counters work for what. Obviously, Omicron would be disabled if that were the case, but I feel like it would help us out a little bit more than we have just from, looking at the data from what you or anybody else is doing for these counters. It would be a lot of fun. and it should be something like, invite a friend. Hey, Vex, let's battle. Let's test these teams. I'll test it. Squad May or whatever, and you do this team, and uh, that would be awesome. And as well as the current state of PvP, I don't have too many gripes about it. I mean, the matchmaking in Grand Arena could be a little bit challenging as far as I'm in Hyper 3 at 9.7 mil facing 12.5, even 13 mil accounts, but um, I like to punch up. I don't want to be facing somebody that has an inferior account, because it's no fun to me. I'd like to have a challenge, and that's how I feel about that.
Yeah, no, totally understand. El Papi, what is your opinion on the current PvP for Grand Arena TW, and would you like a real-time arena game mode where you could play against players around the world or content creators for fun?
Yeah, I think a lifetime thing would be cool, but I just don't see it happening, just because without datacrons or omicrons, and you have those all turned off, they're not going to do that, because let's say you find a counter for an Omicron team, no one's gonna invest in that Omicron. They have to get you to spend on those resources. Grand Arena, I'm in Kyber 2. I think I'm like 18 points away from Kyber 1, but I think it's oversaturated with characters, and so I think that there needs to be either more zones or something where we can use these characters instead of them just being sidelined and you don't use them anymore. TW, yeah, I think it needs a whole overhaul change on TW.
Agreed.
It's just, I don't know. In the guild that I'm in right now, like, I'd say maybe 5 to 10 of us take it serious, and then we got the other 40 that don't farm datacrons. There has to be some kind of incentive for that. Maybe moving the ship crystals to TW. I don't know.
Yeah, I know that was a big talk back in the day when they were thinking about moving crystals out of Squad Arena, about if it's going to Grand Arena, what's going to happen to Fleet Arena if they're going to move it to TW. And I feel like it would be a big change for the game. It would cause a lot of drifting with guilds. If you moved crystals from Fleet Arena to TW, you're going to see a lot more gauntlets. I feel like TW is going to be crazy, which I don't know if it's going to be a bad thing, but that's a really good point. If they were, I guess that could lead into the next question. If they were to move crystals out of Fleet Arena, where would you want it? And do you think moving Fleet Arena crystals is a good idea? So I guess the first question is, should they remove crystals from Fleet Arena? And if you were to, what game mode would you put it in? Starting with Superman.
Man, no, I am so set in my fleet shard. I would never want to move crystals out of that, because it is so easy to obtain them when you work with the other people in your shard. If I were to move them out of them, I would put them into something like C-Pit, where the guild had to work together to get them, and everyone gets some sort of amount, maybe 400 for the top 10, 300 for the next 30, so on and so forth.
I gotcha. That's a very interesting take. Shadow, how about you?
I was thinking of trying to quick about like the ramifications of moving them anywhere. And honestly, I don't want to move them anywhere. I think Fleet having that is fine. When they did Squad Arena, moving it all into GAC, overall, I think it's been fine. I'm just trying to think of like the lower players, and I think they need that Fleet stuff. So I don't think it should move. If it was to go anywhere, I don't even know. Like maybe give TW some crystals. I don't know, to be honest.
I gotcha.
I just don't think they need to move.
Yeah, the only reason why I brought it up is because I get a lot of mixed opinions of like players saying that they really want crystals moved out of Fleet Arena, and then I hear the opinion of players really want it to stay. So I like to hear your guys' opinions and see where the community is at on that. So appreciate that response. Mikey Mike, how about you?
I'm actually happy with them staying in Fleet Arena. I couldn't imagine them being moved to Territory Wars, being that my guild is horrendous. We're 512 million, and we probably have like a 25 to 30% win rate. And a lot of it has to do with this. Yeah, like I feel like we get sandbagged because we'll get matched up against guilds that have 36, 35 members signed up, but they're all 15, 16 million GP, while we're averaging, 10 and a half GP. And I couldn't imagine them ever, putting it in TW because I'd lose a lot. I'm usually in the top 5 every single day, and that would be absolutely terrible. I'm happy with the Fleet Arena.
I hear you. It's a great point. Side note, Kevin Kasak, thank you so much for subscribing and becoming Night Effects. Thank you, my friend. El Poppy, yeah, thank you, Kevin. El Poppy, your opinion on Fleet Arena crystals? Should they stay? And if you were to move them, where would they go?
I mean, speaking for myself, I'm in a good spot right now. Like we're in the same shard on your alt, so I mean, I get the 400 every day. But I think about the people before I got into that shard, the people that don't get those crystals. Like you're having the people that are able to get there, they're getting 400 every single day, and then you got people that are getting 50. If they're even in the top 50, they're getting 50 crystals every day. So it's like, how do you keep them, the newer people, to keep wanting to be invested? Like, how can you get them more crystals so they can expand on the roster instead of the end game players?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it'd be very difficult for them to move crystals out of Fleet Arena right now, but we're very comfortable with it. I know my Squad Arena chat, when it was, a thing, a ton of players quit when the crystals were moved out of Squad Arena because they didn't like Grand Arena. So it was a big change for them. I think for the most part, I think that Fleet Arena crystals should be where they are. But in my opinion, I think they need to add a game mode, or to an existing game mode, where they also keep the crystals the same for Grand Arena, keep the crystals the same for Fleet Arena. They've implemented so many changes to this game that require more and more of our daily crystals, like Conquest and Datacron farming, that not only do we have to focus on character shards, relic material, Datacron material, data cache, Conquest, all of this stuff. So I feel like they kept adding more and more for us to have to use our crystals on. They never added a spot to get more. Would you guys agree or disagree that they should add crystals to another location of the game to keep up with all the ever-revolving Datacron farming? Like, if they want to incentivize us to focus on Datacrons and to really work on that, do you think that they should add, like, a lower crystal payout to, like, Conquest or certain, TW for, like, a little bit of the rewards? I'm talking, like, nothing game-breaking, but do you think that they should add another mode or an existing mode to have crystals tied to it, starting with Superman?
I love free crystals. I don't know if most of you know, but I am very much into Datacrons. They have what has accelerated my account extremely. My mods are very suspect, but my Datacrons are very on point. And they've allowed me to achieve one battle away from Kyber 1 when I probably should be in Kyber 7.
Yeah, no.
So attaching crystals to some sort of form of conquest, because Datacrons can be very easily farmed in Conquest, would be great to me.
Gotcha. Shadow, do you think that they should add a form of crystals to an existing game mode, or am I just being greedy?
No. I think maybe, I don't know, maybe giving Conquest that, because, like, I mean, most people are already getting that red box or gold box, so, like, it's already there. It's not much work. It's just free crystals for most people. What do you think of, like, adding crystals, I don't know, to, like, Fleet Arena? So, like, I don't know, maybe 1K is, like, pretty crazy for, like, the first spot, but I don't know, maybe giving, like, a top 100, like, that 50, and then, like, 50, like, 100, 200, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think Conquest should just get crystals, if anything. Like, I mean, if they make a new game mode, cool. That's cool. But if they want to go the easy route, then just adding crystals to Conquest would just be easier, I think, and better.
I agree. I agree. Mikey, Mike, what's your opinion?
I feel like they should be adding crystals to raids, just for the simple fact that I'm being forced to farm teams that I don't necessarily want. I mean, obviously the Dark Cyclones that's on its own, but I mean, the new Bad Batch, I'm farming them right now, and I'm I'm not too happy about it. I mean, they should be giving us something for it. Why should I have to gear up the new Bad Batch? I don't want to. Not by any means. I have all mine are at what six stars right now, or 5 stars, and there should be some kind of tier system. First box is 25, second 50, whatever. It should go up from there. And because we're being basically bent over and forced uh, to farm these teams. It's not fair. So yeah, they should put it into the raids. If it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I gotcha. El Poppy, do you think they should add a form of crystals to a certain game mode to help with the influx of what is required by the day-to-day for us with datacrons and everything else? Should they add that, and what game mode should it be?
I like the idea of conquest, but I'm thinking like proving grounds, like the players that have already got the characters, they can do like attempts to get crystals instead of it just being a mode that I think like most endgame players can't even touch. Maybe doing like 200 for each character that's in there. Maybe that's too much, but yeah, that or the raid. I wouldn't mind the raid being like on the reward track. It'll push you to want to get further in the raid as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. And someone just actually commented on my Discord saying they added some form of crystals to the assault battles, which I believe is that every assault battle that gives 100 crystals, or is it just
No, it's just like the new ones, I think.
The new ones, okay. Yeah, I gotcha. Livid said, TB has easily the lowest return of investment of any game mode. I wouldn't mind more crystals there. You get a little bit from TB, I guess.
Maybe for like endgame,
That would be great.
But you get a good amount.
Yeah. TB be like, yeah, I guess it depends on where you are in the game with like territory battle. I guess that could lead into the next question. Do you guys like territory battle, or is it just a game mode that you just like to auto? Superman, starting with you.
Territory battles are something that guilds are focusing more and more on. And it really relies on relic levels in the end game. I'm really actually quite focused on improving my R7 to R9 teams to compete in territory battles.
That's good, yeah. I mean, it does require a lot, those planets, I don't think I've ever gotten to the last 3 planets yet with my guild. I think we get like 44 stars or 43 stars or something like that. But for me, it's mostly like an auto kind of thing. Shadow, how about you? Do you like TB, or is it just an auto type of game mode?
So I did it with 2 accounts I'm playing. God, it takes so long to play it, even with auto.
Oh, yes.
I mean that was my fault for playing 2 accounts, right? But God, it takes so long. Fortunately, my new, like the one I play on now is lower, so I don't have to play as much. But it takes so long. I think like platoons, R9 Poplu, like who wants to do that, man? I'm not Jurgle. Like,
yeah.
I just think like it's tough, man. But I mean, maybe they need to add something at this point. I don't know, but it's okay. I mean, I like TB. I think it's fine. I think it's pretty good for the just to do. But they need to add something now to make it more fresh.
I agree.
Like a new character or something.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Mikey Mike, your opinion on TB?
I like territory battles. It's one of them things where everybody has to come together and contribute. And like right now, my guild floats around 30, 31, maybe 32 stars at max. And the required farms have been Riva, which we already unlocked Riva, and then as well as Jedi Knight Cal for Zepho, and then Bo-Katan Mandalore for to unlock Mandalore. But people aren't coming together; they're not willing to fully participate. So this guild has been around since the beginning, and we still have yet to unlock Zepho or Mandalore. And people do the bare minimum, and they kind of, not, I wouldn't say leech, but over half of our guild just deploys. They don't even look at the tunes or anything. They just say, oh, this, dark side, let's, deploy Dathrin. I'm not, I like it, but it's just, there has to be a balance, and there has to be more of an incentive. We get 30 stars, that's what, 975 crystals plus, the other currencies. It's a lot of work for the minimal payout we get, especially when not everybody's willing to contribute,
That's a great point.
Agreed.
That's a great point. Absolutely. El Poppy, your opinion on TB?
I think Mikey Mike needs a new guild, but
yeah, dude, I've been in this guild since 2016, and
yeah, I'm kind of the same position. Just it's like a loyalty thing for me right now, but I think TB needs. I'm fine with doing like the special missions, like having to actually do those, but I think the ones that we go through every single day need like just an auto button so we can save some time. It just takes way too much time. I think I spend probably at least an hour, and I'm pretty quick. Like I know exactly what teams I'm going to use. I know how fast I'm going to go, and it takes at least an hour, sometimes 2 hours to get all these missions done. So, and then also a new character in TB would make it a lot more fun. I think.
So true.
I agree. A new character would be fun. If they could figure out a way to, like, if you hit a certain amount of stars consecutively, that you would get the same rewards as the previous kind of thing. I don't know if they would ever do that, but, like, it'd be nice knowing, okay, you've hit 44 stars for 10 consecutive TBs or whatever number. You don't have to, if you don't choose to keep wanting to auto the same thing over and over, we'll let you get the same rewards as last time. That would help with the time crunch. That would never happen, but that's just wishful thinking. So that would be my opinion. It's very hard on 2 accounts. Sometimes I'm on my computer and on my phone throwing it on auto on both because I'm trying to like double dip. It's very hard. Like,
I don't know how you do it, Vix.
yeah, if it's a TB week and Conquest, that is probably like the hardest week of the years for me with work, Star Wars, content creating, gym. Like, I don't even know how I do it. It's like a part-time job, but that's my opinion on TB. But I guess to wrap up this live Q&A, which I appreciate you guys staying out with me this late, and I've been having a great time. I'm going to leave it up to you guys. If you guys want to ask me a question or have any final comments you just want to say for the Q&A or about me, now would be your time to do it. So if you have a question about anything about me, could be Star Wars related, game related, you want to get to know me more, totally up to you guys now. So I'll give you guys a second to think about it. But Superman, whenever you're ready, if you have a question or a final comment about anything with, the stream, the game, me, you can, we'd like to start with you.
It's more of a comment than a question.
Mm-hmm.
Because since I've started following, interacting, and even deploying the metas or off metas that you have shown, I have climbed amazingly in Grand Arena. What most people don't know is how absolutely accessible you are. I messaged you very early this morning, told you what my problems were. We worked out a game plan that allowed me to win my Grand Arena. I don't think there are very many content creators that would do that for anyone that follows them. You have been the most amazing asset and friend that you could find in a game, and I appreciate that, Bex.
Superman, that means a lot to me, honestly, and I'm always happy to help you or anybody that needs help with this game. Number one, I love Star Wars, I love gaming, and I love to help people. So hit all three in one kind of swing. So I will always be here to help you no matter what, and I'm here to help the community. Your words mean a lot to me, and I can't wait to continue this really long friendship throughout Swoga. So thank you for your kind words, Superman. It means a lot to me.
Absolutely. Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
Shadow, Poppy, and Mike, It has been absolutely great chatting with you, learning that you are real people. Your
Hey, what's up,
or
bro?
Vex's Discord pops, and I'm available to help anyone that needs help.
Hey, appreciate you, bro. Good meeting you this
Awesome.
time.
Yeah.
I'm pretty new, but it's been an honor to meet you guys.
Yeah, I love just getting together with everybody and just, you know, all around the world, you know, just all chatting, making some new friends. So I consider you guys friends and supporters of the channel, so I appreciate all of you. Shadow, it's your turn. If you have a question for me, go right ahead. Or if you have any final comments, totally up to you.
I'll probably take a minute, so bear with me.
Yeah, take your time.
First thing is back to the JC talk. This is talking from both sides, the top end and the lower end. I talked to some pretty high players. I talked to Tasnex a good amount. And I think making another bracket or something to give them more teams to play with. Because like right now, it's just going, oh, a new team drops, put them in. You know, I'm just saying new bad, but you know, put a new team in, just another whale team, and then boom, another team gets shifted out. So I think increasing the board size would be good or something to get them something. And then for the lower end, I think they need to add another bracket there because like you said, like, there's no reason you should be facing like a 5 million, 7 million, 10 million account at 1.6. It's ridiculous. So I think they need to fix something there. Obviously, it's probably not on the highest priority, but I think it's just something that needs to be done. And then Vex, for you, I got a question. I don't know what kind of music you listen to, man. You gotta update that stream playlist.
I do. Now, I 100% agree with you. I've been wanting to do this for a while. The only thing I'm worried about is the copyright with the music.
Yeah.
So if there's anyone that can help me with copyright music or non-copyright music, that'd be good for the stream. I really want to update my music. I've been wanting to for a while, and I just have to take the time to do it. So if anyone in chat or my Discord or anyone like that can help with my playlist without getting the copyright, please let me know. I'm really happy you brought that up. It's a great point.
Yeah.
So,
and then you Vex, watch 2B Hero X. Anyone else watch 2B Hero X? Best anime this year so far. It's awesome.
It's good.
Then,
one of my best friends is a big anime watcher, so I'm gonna ask him.
Yeah, it's awesome. And then Vex, what will it take to get you to stop playing League for 32 hours?
Oh
fix
man.
That, man.
Yeah. Well, a little reminder, guys. If you decide to start a game on your computer, make sure you close it out, or you're gonna get a lot of messages about why you're playing a game for 32 hours. I played one game of League in like the first time in like months, and I didn't close it out, and it says I've been active for like 32 hours. So I appreciate your concern, Shadow, but that's a great point.
Thank you for having me. It's been a great time.
Of course, Shadow, and I agree with you about the map size. It does need to change for the end game, and I do agree that there should be a lower division update for a new like sort of rank where if you're in a certain bracket, you can't face anyone above a certain amount of GP.
Yep. Maybe like 2 million. That'd be the cutoff or something.
Exactly. 100% agree with you. Before we move on to Mikey Mike, I just want to update the chat. What's up, Empire Lifts Back? Ren2G had a question about what made me start streaming and making content. I'll quickly answer that really quick. I've always wanted to make content. It's always been a passion of mine. The only reason why I didn't start content earlier is because I did not really trust BlueStacks, and if I was doing Grand Arena and it crashed, I think I probably would have cried. But as soon as they came out with the PC client, I was like, okay, I just felt like this is my time to start. So when the PC client came out, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I've been wanting to do it for a while. Let's do it. And that's what kind of started it. But I've loved gaming. I love Star Wars. I've always wanted to be a content creator. So that's pretty much what started it. So I appreciate it. And Aatrox Abuser, I always think of League of Legends when I see your name because of Aatrox. So happy you commented LOL. But with that said, Mikey Mike, final comments for the stream. Any questions for me? Now is your time.
Oh, no, nothing other than I just want to say I appreciate you. I've been watching you now for, let's say, close to 4.5, 5 months. And in this amount of time, I've learned a lot. I went from floating to Erodium 2 to Erodium 3, right around there, to holding Kyber 4 and Kyber 3 consistently. I'm not sure exactly which streamer I found you from. I think it might have been Calvin. And once I got sucked into one video and I was watching, I was like, wow, this guy's honestly breaking things down, because a lot of these streamers, not to say anything bad about anybody else, but it's like, okay, I got this maxed out characters, maxed out account. We're gonna do this, this, and that. I'm gonna clear it. It doesn't actually, nothing's actually broken down. Especially with fleet battles, I learned a lot from you just watching you with your executor counter with Mace. I didn't even know that was a thing until I started watching you, and that kind of changed my whole perspective. Helped me grow my account, which is still pretty small, but I just want to say you're appreciated, and I'll continue to follow until you don't stream anymore.
I appreciate
Or
that,
the
Mikey
game
Mike.
shuts down.
Yeah, I hope that never happens, but obviously there's everything has a shelf life, I guess. But I appreciate your kind words. Yeah, I'm happy to provide the quality content. It's going to stay the same for me. I'm going to explain the battles. I enjoy Grand Arena. Going to keep the same format for a while. Hopefully we get a little bit bigger in the next year. We got to 3,500 subs in 1 year, which is really way more than I thought I'd ever hit. We are approaching 1 year and 1 month, and we're pretty close to 4,000, honestly. So hopefully we can hit that in July.
Okay, on the way.
Yeah, we're getting close.
I like to say one more thing though. Sometimes I'm sitting there doing Grand Arena and I'm thinking, what would Vex do? And then I feel like should I message him? I don't want to overstep boundaries, because I don't want to hit you, message you and say, hey, what do I need for this counter, speeds, whatever, datacrons. But I haven't done that yet, but I've been seriously thinking about it lately, especially being in Kyber 3 and having to punch up way above my weight class. So
Never hesitate. If I'm on Discord, send me a message, and I'll be glad to help with quick pointers. Absolutely. Never worry about messaging me. You've been a great supporter, and I have no problem providing some insight with your Grand Arenas and offering some guidance and maybe a roadmap or a plan with your attacks. So if you ever feel that urge to message me, might not get back to you right away, might be busy with work or doing some things, but as soon as I see it, I'll message you and help you out. So never worry about that.
Hey, jumping in, you can put that in Discord, and not only I will do whatever I can to help you.
Yeah, we have a great community in my Discord. I have learned a ton. Not only am I helping you guys, but you guys are also helping me. So it's a very good relationship. There are players like Livid. I don't know if Livid's still hanging out, but Livid is a very, very good player in Grand Arena, and I faced him in the past. He's very smart, offers great advice. So I think, I'm sure he's learned some stuff from me, but I've also learned a lot of stuff from him. And I get a lot of comments about, hey, Vex, try doing this different or try doing that different. So I'm constantly learning from you, and you guys are constantly learning from me. So I appreciate it. It comes both ways. I really enjoy the community aspect where we're all helping each other. So I like to if I ever learn something, I'll put it in the video. I'll give you guys credit. So absolutely. Great point, Superman. And that leaves El Poppy. Any final comments that you want to ask me or anything you want to say in general? Now is the time.
Oh, I think I share the same sentiment as the other guys in here. You're part of my morning ritual now. I wake up, get my kids ready for school, and then I put on YouTube. I'm like, let's see how his GAC went, and I try not to make the same mistakes, or I use your counters.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, don't do that. I'm not using that. But yeah, you've helped me out a lot, and even just how interactive you are with your community. I do hope that you stay streaming for as long as you can, because it's just an awesome community you built here. I think my question is, I don't think you answered Shadows. He asked what kind of music do you listen
music.
to?
Sorry, music. Yeah. Okay, I got so distracted with the playlist being trash that I got distracted. So I'm a little weird with my music. So, I'd say it depends on the mood I'm in. So, if I'm at the gym, I'm gonna say it's a little bit of I won't consider it EDM, but kind of electric, not dance, but I like Tiesto a lot.
Tiesto's good, yeah.
Tiesto's very pipe and pump, so I do like that. But I listen to random things.
I'm a big EDM
Mood
guy.
is everything in music.
Yeah, you're into what?
I'm a big EDM guy. So if you need any suggestions, I got you.
Yeah, so I was kind of hesitant to admit I love EDM. I do like electric music. I do. It just gets me in this mood. if I'm at the gym and I'm, you know, doing some like some sets and I listen to a good EDM song, I just get super hyped into the moment. The only thing I need to figure out is the copyright, because I would love to play all this
So
really
hard,
good
man.
music. I just don't know anything about it. I remember when I first started streaming, the first 2 videos got copyright striked, and they were threatening to shut down the channel for like a week, and I was like, whoa, 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 I just wanted to listen to like some cool music. Like, I don't want to rumple any feathers. So, yeah, I guess my main thing right now is EDM. I was born in 95, so I'm so used to like being in the car with my mom. She would play like all these 90s dance music, so I listened to a little 90s dance music.
Nice.
It's very, I like upbeat music, anything that makes me feel good and happy, but I'd say Tiesto is probably my most played on Spotify for the past 2 years, so I'd say he's probably #1. So if you guys don't know Tiesto, pretty cool
It's great.
EDM. Yeah, very fun with the remixes. So yeah, I guess, you know what? Before we get into the Ross reviews, because we're going to do a half-hour Ross reviews, what's everyone's favorite music genre at the moment, and your favorite song, Superman, to end it?
My favorite genre is contemporary Christian, and my most favorite song is Voice of Truth by Casting Crowns.
I'm going to write that down. I'm always interested in new music, so can you say that one more time? I just want to write that down.
It's Voice of Truth by Casting Crowns.
Got it. Written down. Awesome. Shadow, your favorite... Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Finish. Sorry.
It's like guitar rock. It's a great song.
Awesome. That's great to hear. Shadow, your favorite is EDM. Do you have a particular song that you like right now?
Oh, favorite song. Ooh, I'm so picky when I'm recommending. I'll do "Make You Cry" by 85. It's a pretty really nice song. I love 85. I just love EDM in general because I don't listen to like a lot of other stuff. Like I do, but I like EDM so much because of how diverse it is, and I just never get bored. Like you can listen to like some super aggressive dubstep or some really happy like upbeat like Tiesto. So that's why I love EDM.
Nice. Tomorrow, I'm going to play these songs on my way to work, so I'm hyped.
Let's go.
Mikey Mike, your turn. Favorite genre and your favorite song at the moment?
I'd have to say my favorite genre currently is reggae ska, which would be it's an older band, but it's Pepper. I'm not sure if you've heard of it. It's, they're from Kona Town. Favorite song is Ashes by Pepper. I listen to that probably every other day at least.
Nice. I'm excited. I always love adding new music to my Spotify, and you get obsessed with these songs, and absolutely. So thank you. El Poppy, favorite genre and favorite song at the moment?
So I'm like you. I listen to everything, but I grew up. I was born in the early '90s, so I was in that like emo phase time period. So my favorite band right now is A Day to Remember, and I would say that my favorite song right now is called Last Chance to Dance.
Last Chance to Dance.
I saved all these too.
Nice. I have this all written down. I don't know if this is considered EDM, but like, do you guys know 3 Days Grace? Is that considered rock or EDM? Or
Definitely more rock.
rock.
Definitely more rock.
Okay, I meant
3 Days
not
Grace.
emo. I meant emo or rock. It's rock.
Yeah, I think it's rock.
Okay, I used to
Yeah.
listen to them a little bit.
Yeah.
And then because I've said it multiple times, I'm a wrestler, so in the wrestling room they would play a bunch of these heavy hardcore, like, I don't know if they're considered metal or like stuff like that, but I remember like, you know the song Rollin', where it's like keep on rolling, rolling, like that was
that's
a
from WWE.
Yeah.
You're too young for that. But yeah, that was late '90s, early 2000s. That was the biggest band anybody ever heard of.
yeah,
Limp
like
Bizkit,
there
right?
was Limp Bizkit,
Limp
yeah.
Bizkit.
And then what's the song where they go like ooh banner, doom, banner.
Disturbed? Or no?
Yeah, that's Disturbed. Down with the sick,
Disturbed.
down with the sickness.
Down with the
I always think of
yeah.
it sounds like a monkey every time he goes like ooh You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know
Yep.
exactly what you're talking about.
David
That's how I knew.
Draymond. Disturbed.
Yeah. So I listened to Disturbed. Also Godsmack. That's more rock, right?
That's like it's technically I mean it's like not Christian rock, but I mean it's it's pretty heavy rock. It's just not.
Yeah. Oh, this was a song that I listened to a lot by Disturbed. This was when I was in practice. Indestructible. You guys ever listen to that?
Yes.
Oh,
sir.
that album was excellent. That I saw that when the same year that album released, and it was the biggest stage, and there were so many people, and people were starting bonfires up in the fields, and there was cannons up at the top of the hill, and they were putting fires out, and everybody was sliding down the hill and like grass, and there's fire everywhere. It was a sight to see.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, that's sick. So,
People go crazy with that kind of music. It's you pay money to go and have fun and not do whatever you want, but let yourself feel free and express yourself without going to jail. Not that not that any of us want to do that, but.
And I'll end it with this before we head out. I recently went to a concert where I saw I don't know if they're considered EDM. They sing what, I can't even think of the name. They sing Turn Off the Lights. They're like a DJ. Let me get the name. No.
I'll probably know.
I'm getting the name right now. It's Swedish House Mafia.
Yeah, definitely EDM. Definitely EDM, yeah.
I went to a Swedish House concert in the Hamptons, and this mosh pit of people, like people were getting trampled. Like I love the music, but like I don't know if I could like deal with that anymore. It was absolutely insane. There was like 500 people sprinting to get to the front, and people were getting like completely run over. It was insanity, but I do like Swedish House Mafia. It's pretty fun music, so it reminded me of Shadow. I don't know if Shadow likes them.
Yeah, I like Swedish House Mafia. They're good.
Yeah. So I just wanted to end it with that. But just hit 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me on a Monday night. I know it took a little bit longer than normal, but I hope you guys had a good time. I had a blast talking with you guys. I think everyone in chat also had a great time. So Superman, Shadow, Mikey Mike, El Poppy, you guys are awesome. Thank you for supporting me on YouTube. And I look forward to next month if you guys want to join again. You guys are more than welcome anytime. We can talk about different aspects of the game. So
I'm so down.
Awesome. Yeah,
amazing. Is it next month yet?
Is it next month yet? It'll come quick.
I got another day. 24 hours, 48 hours.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, Vex.
Yeah. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I got my GAC video tomorrow. You're gonna see something I've never done before. Little spoiler. I'm not gonna say what it is.
Ooh, okay.
There's something I've never done before. It's a first for me. So you're gonna see a minor rage. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, I need more rage.
Right.
A little salami slap.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Do you like that comment, El Poppy? Like the slap in the salami?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta add more. You know what? I try to be myself as much as I can. I'm actually like really comedic with my friends. I just gotta get more comfortable with YouTube. I'll probably get more of my funny side out soon. I just still coming out of my shell.
Hey Vex, I'm hitting a Rhodium next season, like guaranteed. I'm already 6-0. So I'm gonna shoot for a Rhodium 1, get hit by the bug that's existent for some reason, then I'll be in Kyber 1. So I'll face Tass and then I'll go down to you.
Oh, 100%.
Top 50.
Oh yeah. I can't wait to see you there.
I'm trying to be every content creator, bro. I'm going for number 1, but I'm gonna be everyone on my way.
You're gonna be the legend killer, the content creator killer?
I'm
Randy Orton.
Exactly. I am 0-2 against Xerath, and I beat Playbook Fatal 1-1, and I don't know if you consider TJ a content creator, but TJ from Plotting and Scheming 2-0.
Yeah, TJ's great.
He's a great guy. I actually am going on Plotting and Scheming soon.
Crazy.
Yeah, he's good.
Yo, let's go.
Your reactions are amazing. Yeah. It's, I mean, so genuine. Don't change that.
I won't. Do you guys like the intro in the beginning, the little sneak peek?
Absolutely. Your intros are off the chart.
Okay, cool. I was a new thing I added. I thought it'd be like a fun little like reaction in the beginning. So I appreciate it, guys.
That's good.
But
you just gotta be more hype. That's it.
I gotta get more hype. Yeah, I agree. We'll get there. But we'll probably call it here for the Q&A. Again, thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys in Discord, and I'll see you in the video tomorrow. And I'll probably keep the stream going. We're gonna do some roster reviews for about 30 minutes. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you again.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Hey guys, good night. It was nice chatting with everyone.
Yep,
yeah.
Nice to meet y'all.
Yeah, nice to meet everyone for like the first time in voice, and I'll see you guys later.
Have a good good one.
Yep, have a good one.
Good night.
Okay, guys, we're gonna head over to here. Gotta get my webcam back up and running. Gotta see if I can do that. Cool, let's see if this works. Alright, cool. I made it work. We're good. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was the first time we've ever done a live Q&A with channel members. I personally had a blast. I love making new friends. Love talking to the people that support me. I hope you guys enjoyed that. You know, a little bit of interactive talking about the game with some awesome players all around the game modes and different, you know, Erodium, Kyber 1, Kyber 4, different aspects. Love to hear different opinions about the game, so I'm going to continue that going forward, and I think it's fun. So thank you to everyone that participated. Looks like I can catch up and chat a little bit now. If I haven't said hello before, Paichi Man, Empire Lifts Back, Paige, Xaver, Tryhard, Aatrox, Wishy Wash, Luxray, Dovid, all of you guys, thank you. And of course, Mikey Mike, Shadow, Superman, El Papi, thank you so much. And Superman continuing his support with a $10 super chat. Thank you, Superman. You are great, and your words mean a lot to me. They really do. You know, even, you know, the donations aside, you just saying that I'm helping you and helping others makes me feel good. So that to me is the most important. Of course, Shadow. Must be nice to have those. Oh, yeah. Get ready to be spammed with EDM from me, Vex. Shadow, do not hesitate with the EDM. It's definitely my favorite genre right now. So, please, if you have any EDM you want to send me, go right ahead. That was definitely very fun. Maybe get some other content creators next time and do a podcast thing. Try hard. That's a really good idea. I would love to do that if possible, if other creators would do that. Absolutely. I have to reach out to them, I guess. I don't want to burden any of them, but I would love to do that. I don't know why it didn't pop up in chat, but Shadow with the $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Shadow. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, thank you. I can't wait to hear all the EDM going forward. I'll send you some EDM stuff too if you're into it. I'll send you what I'm listening to. Oh yeah, definitely a Q&A with other creators. If you guys want me to invite, like, I definitely want to reach out to Calvin. I think Calvin would be an awesome first collab. Even Scribe. Me and Scribe used to be in the same guild. I would love to do his thing with Scribe. So, absolutely. I'll start reaching out to them. 100%. Vex, I should stream League next time I play. Guys, when I was first becoming a content creator, this was during COVID, I used to stream League of Legends on Twitch for like 6 months. So, absolutely. I could play some... If you guys are into other games, I could do like a Grand Arena stream and then go a little bit of League of Legends with my friends. I have no problem doing that. It's totally up to you guys if you want to watch, though. Please do, Vex. You listen to the more well-known artists, and I need to hear. Absolutely. And Mikey Mike coming through with a $10 super chat. Don't forget to check out Pepper, best reggae SKE group ever. I absolutely will. I promise. It's on my list. Can't wait. I'm going to listen to every single song, and then I'll give you guys a follow-up on Discord or even on the next podcast. Absolutely. Also, please get my goat Calvin, and I'll have 2 goats on stream. Absolutely. If I'll reach out to Calvin. I gotta figure out a way that we could do it, but I would love to have Calvin onto the channel for the first streamer collab. Absolutely. Scribe did leave the Senate to go into one of the gauntlets. He wanted to give a little bit of a feel for what that was like, and I totally get it. League gonna bring out the real Vex? Yeah, I get way more tilted in League. I promise. Way more tilted. I rage. Luxray. I started streaming in SC2, then moved on to Diablo 3. Nice. Nice. Did you do it on Twitch or YouTube? I would watch for sure. Recently started playing League. Haha. Maybe I'll learn as much on League as I did Swogger from you. Awesome. Yeah, the highest I ever got in League was Emerald. With, I'm a Zac jungle main. My Zac was like top 25 in the world. Yeah, I was a really good Zac. And I don't know if you guys play League, but I miss the Zac where his ultimate turned into a big blob and he can bounce the enemy onto towers. That was my freaking time. Livid is facing Scribe and TW today. Awesome. And I believe you are in Vanguard of Disorder, right? I think that's what it's called. That's a very good guild. The Gauntlet members were on the hit list too. Oh, yeah. That's what League's about. I'm going to guess Aatrox Abuser plays nothing but Aatrox. Twitch, I am super lucky though. I didn't have to try hard back when I started because my brother was a big Hearthstone streamer. I played Hearthstone all the time back in the day. That was my other game that I used to play on my commute when I wasn't as crazy. That's awesome. I've been having a ton of fun. If you guys want a roster review for tonight, we have about 20 minutes left, so I'll try to get to like 2 or 3. So if anyone would like a roster review, let me know. We have channel members that would get priority, but absolutely. Oh no, we have a Zac abuser. Yep, I'm one of those Zac abusers. Haven't played Aatrox for several months now. El Poppy with the $10 super chat. Let's make a day to remember your favorite hardcore band. Absolutely. Man, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat, El Poppy. I have a really good group of members. Honestly, this community is great. You guys are awesome. Thank you again, everyone. Can't wait to share to my guild. I'm going to get a review in a couple weeks. Nice. Wishy Washy MC. Absolutely. If you want to be the first one, we'll jump in there. Just post your ally code in either the chat or my Discord. But if you post it in this chat, make sure you separate it with X's. It's not going to come up. But again, thank you to everyone with the gifted memberships and the super chats. You guys are awesome. I would do a review if it wasn't holding anyone back. Mikey Mike, we can get you. Absolutely. 100%. We're going to get to like 2 or 3. And then we'll do a separate stream for more roster reviews. I just really wanted to do the Q&A. DD, sup? What's going on? Alright, let's see. I would love a roster review too if okay. Alright, let's take a look. I'm going to try to prioritize. Look at Discord. My guild is crazy. Let's take a look. That's awesome. How do we know Vex isn't programmed AI that you run? Oh my god. Could you imagine? Your guild's hilarious. They think you're AI? That's amazing. Roster review would be fun, but I already know exactly what I need to focus on. Well, whatever you guys want to do. Absolutely. If you guys want a review, I can't get to too many today just because it's a little late. So let's go ahead and transition into game. Let's see what I can do. We're going to go a little bit quicker on these just because I can get enough time. So the first one is Coal Sile 8 from Solo Days. Carbonite 2. 4 million galactic power, which is great because that means they have access to Proving Grounds. Let's take a look at the bottom half of their roster. They're going to be missing quite a bit. So, understandable. I want to see what you're close on. This looks like a little bit of a Lightspeed bundle account. In terms of the direction you want to take it, looks like you have Kylo already, so that's good. You have a GL. Showed mine in Discord chat, and let's see. Is this you? Did I just plug that in right? Just need a timeline for projects. Can anyone help me decide what to go for next? Which teams need to farm or which big farms to continue? So it's a good thing you have your Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. It looks like you have a Relic 7 Boba, so I kind of want to take a look at your ships. Do you have Executor? No Executor yet. So I think a big thing for you is I want to see where you are with the Fleet Arena. So you're in the top 22. My question is, are you able to get to the top 5? Because if I were you, I would start to work on a meta fleet because that is a big game changer for your incoming crystals. So it looks like you have a GL, which is great, and no one's greater than Kylo for Proving Grounds and, you know, Conquest. Very good character. So I like that you have a Galactic Legend already. You got to get a little bit more roster depth with your other characters. Looks like you got Revan already. Very nice. I would definitely work on Piet and start to work on your first meta fleet. So you look more in line of a bounty hunter fleet from what it looks like. I want to take a look at your bounty hunters. Okay, perfect. You have Boba, you have Bosk, and I believe Cad Bane is required. You're going to have to get Dengar up and running as well. I know that is for sure. I'm going to take a look at the rest of the executive requirements. Let's take a look at your bounty hunters. It looks like you're really close. Very, very close. I've already put mine in Discord a while back. Okay, cool. We'll definitely get to it. Should I go for Executor or Ray first? If I were you, I would go for Executor first. Because getting into the top 10 of Fleet Arena is way more important. And Executor is great in every single game mode. So I think for you, focus on getting your first Galactic Legend fleet meta, because that is going to help with your crystal income, helping Grand Arena. Very, very important. That way you'll have a strong defense for fleet and Grand Arena as well, and you can use your first order fleet on offense. So that is definitely my opinion for you. Once you're done with your Executor, then I would start to work on your next Galactic Legend. That is for sure. You got to get Hermiota up and running to start working on some other GLs. You got to get your Jedi Knight Luke and stuff like that. So you're definitely going to want to work on that a little bit. In terms of what you're close on. Alright, still 3 stars here. You have a 7-star. I see you don't have General Skywalker yet. General Skywalker is a really good character that dives into Lord Vader. You also want to keep in mind, you want to be able to participate for the Order 66 raid to get better rewards. Right now, it doesn't look like you have a solid team to be able to compete or even put up points, to be honest. So if Order 66 raid is somewhat of a priority for you, I would at least try to get up your Tarkin a little bit to be able to participate in the raid. But it all is really dependent on where your guild is at. I think the MK3 currency is really important, especially to get those Relic 8s and stuff like that. So, very important for you. Consider that and keep that in mind when working on your next farms. But if I were you, I'd say right off the bat quickly, get your GL meta fleet, work on Executor. Punishing One, you already have unlocked still. Not as powerful at 3-star, but very good still as a ship. Start working on this. Slowly start farming your Punishing One as well. You will not regret it. It is one of the stand-up meta fleets at the moment compared to Leviathan. So that is what I'm going to recommend for your review in terms of just what your next farming paths are. I'm not going to get into too crazy detail because there is a lot you have to do still. I would consider for you, GL meta fleet with Executor. Consider bringing up certain teams, not crazy amount, to just score in the Order 66 raid if you're in a guild that is going to try to go for it. The best one for you at the moment, I'm going to say, is Tarkin. Get your Tarkin up to at least Gear 12. And not that crazy hard to do. He's required for a Galactic Legend anyway, so you're going to have to gear him up regardless. This will help you without deterring a lot of your other farms. It's not like you have to get any of these other characters up and running. So Tarkin might be able to help you get some points up. And that's going to be my opinion for you. I hope you enjoyed your quick review, but that is where I think you should definitely go. Kiro Nico Chan is in the chat. What is going on? Okay, so we are going to do a couple of the members quickly. Order 66 raid isn't for beginners. It is not really meant for beginners, but I would hate for them to lose out on all those good rewards. I'm a free-to-play player. I'm a brand new player, and the guild that I am in is actually doing Order 66 raid, and I was able to score, I think, 10,000, which is not a lot. Not a lot at all, but I'm still able to participate. Like, for example, this is my Order 66 raid. If I sort by power, I don't have a lot of crazy investment on this account. I'm 1.6, almost 1.7. I have a Gear 12 Tarkin, and I have these unlocked for this was gas, and this was for the fleet. So I was able to score a little bit. My Tarkin I brought up to Gear 12, I was able to score a little bit. So if I go in here, this is my free-to-play guild. We're doing Order 66. If we go to rewards, we almost got to the 14.5 million galactic power. I got 5,000. Okay, I barely scored. But I did a lot better than some of the other players that didn't even attack. So I was able to get this box on my free-to-play account. So I am able to contribute a little bit. But once I get my Tarkin up and running and maybe higher into the relics, I might be able to get a little bit more. Yep, 300 to 400 crystals. Yeah, big game changer for sure. Did the reviewer get the Temple Guard shards out of the web store? I hope they did. Is that still available? What's up, DC Born? If people get Tarkin to relics, he can get 300k points solo, so it's an easy investment there. That's what I'm saying. If you get your Tarkin up, he could solo the first wave. That's 300k. You get a bunch of players to do the 300k, you're in great shape. Also, 100 of the relics can solo. Exactly. Where should I send my code? You can send it in here, or you can do it in the Discord chat. Maybe they attack, they could all post with 0. Maybe. How do you get arrow magnifiers? I'm relying solely on the raid. I have a little bit of currency here, and that reminds me I actually got to get some. It's extremely, extremely expensive. Yo, guys, Tass is in chat. What's going on, Tass? We were talking about you earlier. What's going on, dude? My guild will try Order 66 raid for the first time next week. Maybe we will switch between Naboo and Order 66 for now. Absolutely. Yep, you can get those numbers up until July 10th. Okay, cool. Guys, if you still haven't redeemed that code, please go ahead and do that. Very important. For me, I got my General Skywalker today to relics, and he's actually my first Relic 7 character on this account, but I am hardcore gated by this. Hardcore gated. And I'm not trying to spend crystals on this because it's extremely expensive, so the Lord Vader rush is difficult, but we will get through it. Yeah, big shout out to Taz for popping in. Thank you for popping in, my dude. Okay, let me quickly go on my Discord. I want to get to a couple of the reviews. I got to prioritize channel members, so... let's see. So what are we talking about in here? We were talking about all aspects of the game. Talking about the raid, talking about PvP, how we missed the old raid system with the characters, talking about different PvP changes, if we added a real-time Grand Arena game mode that didn't like penalize your rank, a way to like talk about different community members, or ways to do content creator versus content creator thing, and that content creators can face community members is what I meant, as a fun different game mode. We had an awesome chat. My first time I ever did a Q&A with my channel members tonight, so we're going to do that once a month. Once a month. Alright, next review. We're going to try to go through these a little quickly because I want to try to get through a couple. Superman again with the gifted member. Thank you so much, Superman. Man, you've been killing it lately. Thank you. The gas rush so quickly is wild. Yeah, I was hoarding my get one currency, trying my best to do well. Let me get the other ally codes really quick. Notepad document. Okay. This is Caleb, I believe. Okay, cool. Alright, so this is DD, I believe. So let's take a look. Erodium 2. Top 5 in Fleet Arena. Very good. Has Apo and CX2, so they're on the right path. And they're running the support cron in Arena. Pretty interesting. 7.3. 1, 2, 3, 4 GLs. Has Darkside Ray. Very nice. I hope you have the Focus Datacron, my guy. Absolutely. And, let's see. What are we working with here? Guys, Luxray with the gifted member. What do we have going on here? You guys are on a roll. Luxray, thank you so much for the gifted member. You guys are awesome. Man, it's been a really good stream. I love you guys. Thank you. Okay, so what we have here, looks like you're working on the Poncho Bros, which is good. Very good investment. They have an assault battle. It gives really good rewards. Let's see what you're close with. Do you have Star Killer? You do have Star Killer. Okay. Do you have Leia? You have Leia. Good. So you have the more important GLs. I'd say Job and Leia are extremely, extremely important. Looks like you have Grand Inquisitor unlocked. Very nice. And now Mikey Mike with the gifted member. Oh my god. Mikey Mike again. Thank you. I appreciate the gifted member. You guys are great. That is awesome. Alright, let's see. Started a year ago. Steering 2 months ago. Account is older. I was at level 20 for 2 years. Lightspeed bundle going crazy. I could see this is a big Lightspeed bundle account. 100%. I definitely see you're working on them. This is really good for the assault battle. So I'd say if you're working on them, Relic 7 is great. I don't know how close you are to Queen Amidala. I hope you're close to her because she's a great character and she's really good right now with the support cron. Very good. I'm curious to what you're working on now. I see you have Lord Vader, Jabba, Leia, and Supreme Leader Kylo. How is your... Oh, and you have JML too. Nice, JML is hidden. Very cool. So you have 5 GLs. Very good. So, the ones you're missing are Rey and Sith Eternal. Sith Eternal is one of the more easy ones. So, Bane is totally fine on his own. Let's see how close you are to the Sith Eternal requirements. I don't think you're missing that much, actually. Let's take a look. I always forget the Sith Eternal requirements. Okay. Vader at 7, I knew that. Palpatine at 7. Is there any more Sith? Darth Maul at 4. You already have Maul. Dooku is at 8. Marauder, 7. I think you're, like, right there, honestly. Let's go check your Empire. Royal Guard. Royal Guard is... Where are you? Am I blind? Oh, right here. Royal Guard, Relic 5. Piet, you already have. And Krennic is at 4. I think you're right there, honestly. Saving crystals for Queen Amidala, Proving Grounds, Levi, and Poncho Bros. Nice. I could rush C and Rey, but they need too many Zetas for me right now. I hear you. I feel like you have all the requirements. Do you have a TIE Bomber at 7-star? You do. Did I miss Stark? I think I missed Stark. I think you have everything ready. Are you farming the tickets or are you holding off? I mean, it looks like these are all done. So this is another GL, but I totally get your concerns with the with the Zetas. I get that. Because of GLS Okatana, I'm going to recommend farming C because he splits on them in 3v3, even with Ezra. Yeah, he does. Not guaranteed to win against 5v5. No, it's not guaranteed. You're right. So, I mean, another GL to your roster doesn't hurt. It does not hurt. I totally get the concern for Zetas. You already have JML. I don't know where your resistance looks like. Gotta get your BB-8 up and running. That's not too hard. Thrawn and Anakin are missing. Let's take a look at Thrawn. Is that what I missed? Where's Thrawn? Where's... Oh, okay. Thrawn. Okay. And, where's Jedi? Anakin needs to be 7, right? Okay, that's a little bit of investment. Nothing crazy. C is also really fun. Can't wait to unlock him. He's really good. Really good. So I don't think it's a bad idea. I mean, the more GLs to your roster, the better. It all depends on what your goal is. If you're working for Leviathan, you're going to need to work on your Sith ships, which I haven't taken a look at. They're going to take some time. That's definitely going to take a little bit of time. So you're going to slowly roll this. You're not going to get this in a month or two. Hopefully 2 months if you farm hard on the ships. But that's going to definitely take some time. In the meantime, I don't see the harm in you adding a couple of GLs to your roster. If you're going to work on Rey, I want to see your unaligned Force user faction if you have Ben Solo. So, I don't see Ben Solo. So, I think until you get Ben, the focus on Rey shouldn't be as much of a priority because without Ben, she's very easily countered in my opinion. And I don't think you're going to have Ezra. So, yeah, Rey is not going to be that strong of a team for you. So, if I was going to prioritize a GL first, I would say Sith Eternal because of Bane. And that might actually get you out of a pinch against certain comps. And Sith Eternal is great at soloing characters. I'm not sure if you have Wat Tambor. You have Wat Tambor. Also, really good duo with Sith Eternal. So, I don't see the Sith Eternal being a negative to your roster. I know he requires Zetas, but you, for the most part, are 2 characters away, and you should get that done pretty quickly. Not gonna lie. You can get Sith Eternal at the end of July. So, Sith Eternal is a great option for your roster, especially with Bane. So, I highly recommend that. What I also recommend for you for the next step up is work on a second meta fleet for your Grand Arena. So your Executor is at 5-star, which is pretty good. Obviously a lot stronger at 7. Your Punishing one is at 7-star, so that's really good. You seem to be getting top 5 in Fleet Arena, which is amazing. So I highly recommend keep working on that. Don't worry about the crystals. I like the Marauder work. Great to have some off-meta. So I do really like Marauder a lot. You already have Lord Vader, so the Bad Batch are already up and running. Your Endurance fleet is going to need a little bit of work, though. So, as a Grand Arena player, if you're looking for a punch-up in off-meta, Endurance is not a bad fleet to work on. You already have the Marauder pretty much all at Relics at 5-star. Might as well put a little bit of investment there. So, very good ship for off-meta. I don't think you have Scythe, so the Empire counter is not going to be nearly as strong, but your Galactic Republic is pretty much right there. You have 5s at Relic 7, you have Marauder, you have Anakin. That's another plus to working on Sith Eternal. You're going to get your Anakin at Relic 7. It makes it an even stronger fleet. So definitely worry about that. Endurance, again, really good at off-meta. So, if I were you, personally, I would work on Sith Eternal, keep working on Proving Grounds, get those characters unlocked, try to get a second Galactic Legend fleet for Crystals and Grand Arena, and I think you'd be in pretty good shape. So, in terms of your Datacrons, you're going really hard on the Datacrons. Really hard. So, didn't get any of the focus from the previous. So, your Datacron farming for where you are in the game is above average, I think. You're in a Rhodium 2. You're doing really good. Not many players in that rank are going to have that many Datacrons. So, I think you're on the right path. Keep this up. If I were you, Sith Eternal. Worry about Rey until you get your Ezra and your Ben Solo. And start slowly working on your Leviathan. slowly build up your executor fleet. The only reason I'm climbing in GAC is SOKR, Dark Raycron, and Lord Vader right now. Yeah, I mean, you've gone really hard with the Datacrons, and it shows, because you're doing really good. You're in a Rhodium 2, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Galactic Legends, so keep up the good work, and you're going to do really well. Let me catch up in chat a little bit. So people downplay Sith Eternal in terms of GLs, but fail to realize it's still one of the best teams in the game when you compare it to the rest of the team. Still a great team to have. Absolutely agree. So wait, does Sith Eternal Bane counter Darkseid Ray Datacron? Not that high up in GP, but never seen anyone use it, so I'm curious. It depends on the Datacron you use in the modding. I've seen Bane lead with Sith Eternal work. I personally like Bane and Malik more, personally. That's just me, though. In my opinion. Let's see. 20% win rate? Yeah, no, it's not that great. My go-to counter is JMK Mace Cat with Hodocron or Hodocron. Yes. Yep. The Kron will keep me in Kyber this season. I normally lose 3v3. Yeah, absolutely. It's a broken Datacron. It's extremely helpful. And of course, DD, I'm happy to help. All right, next review. I'm gonna try to go quick. It's hard. Okay, next up is Mr. Coin 911 from FedCom Brotherhood, a Rhodium 2. Currently 32 rank in Fleet Arena and has the Hermit Yodacron that they're working on. So let's take a look-see. I'm definitely going to have a comment about Fleet Arena. 7 million galactic power, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 galactic legends, which is not bad. Does not have Lord Vader yet, which is not the end of the world. Has Focus Datacron, has Darkseid Ray at Relic 5, so it's eligible for the Focus Datacron. Let's see. The lower half of the roster. Okay, they're a little bit away from Lord Vader. A little bit away from Balin. No Cal Kestis. No Fives, no Rex. I don't know if they have General Skywalker. It looks like they're a long time away from Lord Vader at the moment. Unlocked Padme. Has Watt. You're going to need Watt for Kenobi, so definitely got to keep working on him. No Poncho Bros. Not sure what you're actively working on. Let's see. Let me catch up with chat. Working on Mace for the raid. Then going after Leviathan once it's finished. After that, probably going for Lord Vader or Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. Okay. So let's take a look at your clones. You're going to need the clones. So I see your got Appo to 5 stars, so you're slowly working on him. Got CX2 to 4 stars, so I see you're farming him. So if that's the path you want to go, you're going to have to get 1, 2, 3, 4 up and running. And if you go to the Vanguard, you're going to have to work on your Depa Balaba. Oh, and you already got your Temple Guard to 6 star. Very nice. I hope that pack helped. So this is going to take a little bit of time, unfortunately. If you go to your Order 66 raid team, you sort by power. I don't know why it's on the lower half. There we go. Your Tarkin, good news, is probably going to get 300k. So that'll help you participate in the raid. The rest, I don't know if a Keller and Beck with these leftovers is going to score anything. But the good thing is that you can at least get on the board with just Tarkin alone. So you're very nice for your guild, and you're also good to yourself for working on the Vanguard. So Mace is going to be a good character for TW. Not game-breaking in Grand Arena at the moment. So, but it will help you for the raid. But, let's see. I think if I were you, if you're going to work on Vanguard and get Mace, you have to work on Lord Vader afterward or actively work on him now while you're working on them. Because you're going to have a clone trooper faction of Empire without their proper leader. Can they perform well under Tarkin? Yes, but they're not to the level of Lord Vader. So, me personally, if I were you, you have your mind set on Mace. Work on your Mace. Get him up and running. And then you're going to want to get Lord Vader. Lord Vader is very good for these clones. You wanted to put them in their proper home. Really good. You also said you want to work on your fleet, which is Leviathan. Almost at 7-star, not at relics yet. This is going to take you some time. Really going to take you some time. So slowly work on these ships as well. Looks like you got, this one's working its way. This is going to take a little bit of time. So still slowly start to work on these ships. Leviathan is a great fleet. It just takes quite a bit of time. And what I'm seeing for you is, if I remember correctly, you're not in the top 10 for fleet arenas. So that's going to hurt your crystals. So I'm not sure if you're getting gated by Leviathan. But slowly start working on your Executor. I know it's tough. But Leviathan will help you break into the top 5 and get those crystals, which are very, very helpful. So if I were you, finish your Maze stuff. I know that's what you want to do. Slowly, as you're working on that, get your Leviathan up and running. Get those ships up. It's going to take some time. And then also, work on Lord Vader. Lord Vader is going to be very, very good for your roster. He's a very good Galactic Legend at the moment under the Darkside clones. You're going to put all this effort in getting them up and running. You might as well get a Lord Vader unlock. So, that is what I'm going to recommend for you. In terms of Datacrons and stuff like that, it looks like you have a pretty good investment for Datacrons. This alone is going to carry you. You have the 2 best in the game. Obviously, the support level 12 is one of my favorites at the moment, but I don't think you have Queen Amidala. So, not as impactful. Yeah, no Queen. So, not bad at all. You got 750k in your first run. That's really good. JMK is like the best thing you can beat with Tarkin clones. That's it. But most people just take JMK on offense anyways. That's a good point. JMK has too many counters on defense. Way too many counters. Especially Balin, who walks all over him. Bro looks decent with his DP. Oh yeah, this is a great account. You're on the right path. I think I think going with Mace is more of the fun option, and I'm all about fun. Me personally, I'd probably work on Lord Vader first, and then Leviathan, because it's going to take you a long time. Not all of them are even free-to-play farmable yet. So I'd say slowly work on the clones, work on the other projects like Leviathan and Lord Vader while you're doing it. So that's what I'm going to say. Luxray with the $5 super chat. Appreciate the content. Oh man, you are great, Luxray. Thank you again for the $5 super chat. I appreciate all the support, guys. Awesome, awesome. Thank you. All right, I don't want to burst anyone's bubble. We're going to have time for one more review, so I'm going to try to find a channel member. I know Mikey Mike wanted one, and I think Superman wanted one, but if they want one for next stream, we're going to greatly, we're going to get to everyone's, I promise. Just trying to be smart with the time. Let's see. I'm 6-0 with Darkside Raycron. It's broken, honestly. Yeah. It's absolutely game-changing. You're going to see all these players climb from the Darkside Raycron, and that's going to go away, and they're going to have a really hard time. Not saying that's going to happen to you, but absolutely. Next is fine. Okay, Superman. No one can defeat her. If you fail JMK with Cat, you're basically cooked. That or Bane, and there's not many other options, so you're going to be in rough shape, honestly. Alright, let me see. Gotta get one more review. And then maybe we'll do it in between GAC day for another one. So I got Caleb. Let's go ahead and put Caleb on the... here. Luxray, absolutely. If you want to go with yours, we can absolutely do that. Luxray could be the last one for tonight. And then everyone else I have in my notepad document and my Discord. And we're going to get to them 100%. I have Hades lined up. So I have a lot that we can get to. I have a whole list. So yeah, Luxray, absolutely. You don't believe in Bane? Kiro Nico Chan, check out my last 2 videos. And I got one tomorrow, too, that's posting at 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time that I'll show you. Mikey Mike is ready. Okay, so you know what? We'll do 2. We'll do Mikey Mike and Luxray, and unfortunately, that's going to be it. Do you have mine lined up? Jedi Links, let me see. Can you post your LA code, please? Luxray, but Mikey Mike, and then Luxray, and then that'll be it for tonight. I'll get to the 2. So absolutely, Mikey Mike and Luxray, we'll definitely do. Unless you have high health and defense substats, both Relic 9 Bane or other Sith, I do not believe Bane, if requirements as mentioned, is met. Yeah, you do need to get Datacron. That's a good point. Otherwise, it's gonna be a rough time. I probably missed it, Jedi Links. I thought I copied it. Let me see. Let me go up. I also have Dovid. We're gonna do Dovid. Trying to catch up on all the Discords. Alright, Jedi Links, I got you. Got you in for the next time. Alright. Superman with the $5 super chat again. Me next time first. Superman, you will be first next time. I guarantee it. Okay, Luxray we have. You're all good. These things get lost. Yeah, it's pretty hard. I have them all. Try hard. Where are you on the list? I'm trying to find it in chat. I'm scrolling up really quick to try to find it. If you don't mind, try hard. If you can... Oh, wait, no. I got it. Never mind. You're on the list for next time. Alright, guys. Mikey Mike and Luxray are next. And then that's it for tonight, because I do got to get some sleep. Alright, guys. Mikey Mike from Kyber Phoenix, channel member, was able to talk to this player tonight. Awesome guy. Great taste in music. I love it. Kyber 3, top 10 in Fleet Arena, triple meta, triple attacker, executor fleet. And has the focus datacron for Darkseid Ray. No regrets there. 9.8 million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Galactic Legends. Very nice. It looks like they're missing Leia, Ahsoka, and who else? Who's the other one? Leia. Just Leia and Ahsoka, actually. I think that's it. Let's take a look at the bottom half. Okay, so Ahsoka's going to be a long away, which I don't think it's a problem anyway. She's very mid, if anything. Balin's pretty good. I like Great Mothers. I think I would definitely work on them. I think they're really, really good. It has Malicos at level 1. Ooh, we gotta talk about this. This we gotta discuss. Looks like you have the hard port for Leia done. Working on the clones, so that's a good thing. Getting ready for clones. I think you have Lord Vader already. You do have Lord Vader. So I hope you're slowly farming them free-to-play, which it looks like you are. These guys will be free-to-play farmable soon. Bad Batch are also being worked on a little bit. They're at 5-star. I think I remember this from last time. Let me check your unaligned Force users. Seer is Relic 7. So you could do, like, Seer. You could do, like, a weird lineup. I know you don't want to take Cal the Relics. That's annoying. Let me see. I'm trying to catch up in chat really quick. Save my account around Lightspeed bundles. Alright, Luxray, I'll get to you next, and we'll talk about that. Absolutely. Oh, Tess, thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait for our scheduled plotting and scheming. I can't wait. Everyone, big shout out to Taz for stopping in. That was really nice of him. Mark, Spark, what's going on? Sparker Howard. Just unlocked Malagos the other day. Nice. Ahsoka is mid, proceeds to have sketchy matchups every GAC. I don't think she should be beaten by marquee characters. Ew, bench Malagos, please make a clip just because of level 1 Malagos. Oh, I don't exactly need a review either. I just want to seeing someone else who I think is far better than me. Opinion would be fun. Oh, 100%. Absolutely, Tass. This looks like a familiar name. Is that Yoder from Arnold's stream? Is that the same player? What's going on, Yoder? I don't know if that's the same player. Daggers in chat. Soon we will expose you? Uh-oh. I'm a little scared. Oh, man. Oh, you're not off. You just sounded like you were... Oh, I gotcha. Oh, man. Plotting and scheming is going to be fun. He's a mod for Arnold? Yeah, I knew that name sounded familiar. Whoa. Welcome to the chat. Yoder, I appreciate you coming in here. That's awesome. I knew that name looked familiar. I feel like Arnold says it all the time. I have to clip it? Well, I'm a little biased here. Yeah, it's me, or Yacher, as they like to say. Oh, nice. Well, I appreciate you coming in here. That's awesome. I'm a little biased on this one. This is probably one of my favorite characters in the game, just because of how badass he is. And a little side note, I get a little nostalgia sometimes. For some reason, yesterday or today, I was thinking about the scene in Fallen Order with this guy. Just even his dialogue, even the cutscenes. I think he's like one of the coolest, unique characters in Star Wars gaming ever. Like, he's just got this like gladiator vibe, and he's a badass, and his shirt's off, and he's all cut up, like double lightsaber. Such a badass character. Regardless of his lore, he's also one of the best non-GL characters in the game. Regardless. So if you tie him with Seer... Now, the concern is you don't have, like, the other characters at Relics, which I get. I totally get. But what you could do is, if you didn't feel like working on your Cal, you could get your Malagos at Relics, and then start working on Balin, and these count for unaligned Force users. So in the meantime, you could have, like, a Seer, Malagos, Marok, Shin, and then, like, plug in a fifth, like, crew. Or something, and to get another unaligned Force user team that could perform pretty well. So not a bad option. I do like the Balin farm now, because without a doubt, I think Great Mothers are becoming one of the best teams in the game to have. I solely have to think for myself. I think the reason I've reached the top 100 in Kyber is specifically for the Great Mother counter to Ahsoka. I think that's the sole reason why I'm climbing. Changing my trajectory into the top 100, close to top 50 now. I gotta keep winning. It's not very easy. But the Balin farm, I think, got way more important, specifically because of them. Now, for 3v3, the good thing is you only need Great Mothers, Morgan, and Spirit. If you have Spirit, you know, up and running at least Relic 7 and good mods, you're gonna be fine. But such a good team to have. But I will say, Malagos is not a bad investment. He's a game breaker, game changer. I love him. I love that character so much. So, definitely, I would definitely get Balin before Ahsoka right now. I just think they're a way better investment. Ahsoka's going to take you a lot of time. A lot of time. You are obviously have the Scout Trooper at 7 star. Leia, for me, is one of the best offensive GLs in the game. Has got me out of a pinch so many times. Really good at taking out Ahsoka, Lord Vader clones, Rey. She is literally one of the best at dealing with those crazy defensive teams, and is really good at banner recovery. If you get her ultimate, you can end the battle with her ult. It's a 57 banner win. Very good. But I think for you, your focus right now looks to be the dark side clones. So if I were you, finish the dark side clones for the raid. I don't know how close you are to Mace. I don't know if Mace is a priority. Looks like you got Temple Guard still and Depa Balaba at 4. So, at the minimum, get your clones up to relics. That gives you a Lord Vader team for Grand Arena. Gives you a split that you can use in the new raid, where if you could do a 2-man with, I believe it's Tarkin and Scorch, you get 3.6 million if they're at Relic 9, which is insane. Use the other 3, you get another 3.6 million. Very important. Galactic Republic, I want to see, because right now, Queen Amidala is one of my favorite teams right now. Do you have Queen Amidala? Alright, no Queen Amidala, so I'm curious to how close you are to Queen, because these two are amazing in the Assault Battle. Obviously, their viability is going down a little bit because the raid is no longer Naboo, but absolutely. Let me see chat really quick. I'm the best, worst Kyber 3 player? No, come on. You're a good player. He's a good character for sure all around. Yes. Cal Kestis needed Marin, so he didn't get crushed. I gotcha. Well, he's not needed at Relics. He's only needed at Gear 12 for the Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. One Omicron is good enough, at least Malicos on offense. Yeah. Great Mommy carried Vex, 100%. How long will you be live? Not much longer. We've been going for a little bit, and it's a work night. I'll have a separate stream for roster reviews where we can get to like 20. Maybe more. Superman, you're crashing. Thank you for the stream and everyone else today that joined me. Absolutely. I had a blast. Feel like I made some great friends with the channel members tonight. So you, Shadow, Mikey, Mike, and El Poppy, big shout out. 2K Crystals is nice, but Relic 9 Mace isn't helping me in GAC. Yeah, that's the issue, is Relic 9 Mace is good for the Assault Battle, but, like, at the moment, the Mace window is not changing much for me in Grand Arena, to be honest. Unless we find out something later. We'll have to see. So, for you, Mikey Mike, I'd say get the clones up and running, because that's going to give you a raid team, which is going to be good for your guild. Good for you to get that currency. More, MK3 is important. Get the clones up and running. Very good. And then start working on some of these side projects. Start getting Balin up and running. Balin is a great character. You really want great mothers. I can't stress enough of how good they are. And unless they release a new lifter for Ahsoka, I don't think they're going to stop not beating her. Depends on the Datacron set, but they seem to be pretty consistent going forward. If you're looking for a little bit of a spike in your Grand Arena performance, I always recommend Saul Guerrera. But you're going to need the team to surround him, so I don't know if you have Luthen up and running. If you don't have Luthen, not as impactful. I don't think I see him. Yeah, I don't think Luthen is here. Alright, no Luthen, so maybe Saw is not going to be as important. But when you do get Luthen, Saw Luthen is a great combo. Can definitely add an annoyance for your team. So, I'd say for you, get the Darkseid clones up and running and work on Balin. Balin is a great character. It gives you an offensive tool for General or JMK. Gives you great mothers. You can't go wrong with it. In terms of Fleet Arena, it looks like you're doing pretty well. You're a little bit away from Leviathan. Leviathan is still good to have. Actually, not as far as I thought. You can actually get Leviathan pretty soon. You got to work on your Sith Fighter, though. That's important. Let's take a look at your Sith Empire. Alright, you got to work on them a little bit. So that's... They don't require Chirotech, I don't believe. So that should be pretty easy. Obviously, you got to get these guys to Relic 9. That's a little steep. And then let's check your droid. Shorty. Okay. Still got to work on your 50R-T. So, definitely consider working on a second... or a Leviathan. I think that's very important as well. But in terms of your path, get the Darkseid clones, get Balin, work on Leviathan, and you're going to be in really good shape. I want to take a look at your Datacron farming. You got the most important one. Can't go wrong there. This is going to solo carry you in Grand Arena, I guarantee you. I am not on good terms with him, but I'm sure this is giving you some good use in the game, so I'm happy there. So you got really good quantity here. This is taking a little bit of time because you worked on her. So for where you are in the game, Kyber 3, this is very impressive. Very impressive roster. Keep working to get to top 5 in Fleet Arena. It's going to help you with your Zetas and your crystal income. So I think you're doing really good. Last thing I want to check is your Order 66 rating. You're in good shape. You're already going to score pretty well. So that's 300k. That's going to be 300k. I'm sure you can get some other stuff with these characters. You're in really, really good shape. So Conquest is my least favorite game mode. It's a crunch. I totally understand. In the beginning, it was fun. In the beginning. But yeah, Mikey Mike, that's going to be your review. I think you're on the right path, but that's what I recommend for you. I think Balin has to be somewhere on the board for you. I think Balin's great. And then we got one more for today. If Luxray is still up for it, we're going to get to Luxray, and then I have got to go to bed. And I'm going to check Discord because I got a couple messages. Hold on one second, guys. Oh, wait, hold on, guys. Might have a surprise one at the end. Alright, I don't need much of a review. Doesn't need to be super length. No worries. Of course, Mikey Mike. Alright, let's take a look. Alright, Birdcat from Dark Force Separatist. Good score here. Kyber 2. Can't go wrong. Very good player. If you're in Kyber 2, you know what you're doing. 11.1. So they have, ooh, look at this. Brand new mace. Very, very nice. And 3 Omicrons. So your guild is very lucky. You're a good guy. 3 Omicrons there. Has Queen. Let's see what you're missing. Oh, no. We gotta work on... We gotta get, This is impressive. You're in Kyber 2 and you're... This is actually really good. You're in Kyber 2 without Leviathan, Ahsoka, Jedi Knight Cal, Luthen, Malagos. What? This is very impressive, I'm not gonna lie. Very impressive. Tadana, what's going on? This is a thanks for helping me solve the Raycron. Of course, Tadana, no way. 5 gifted memberships from Tadana? That's awesome. Thank you so much, Tadana. We actually missed you tonight. We had a live Q&A that you're more than welcome to join next time if you'd like to. Absolutely. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, my friend. It's been a minute. Thank you, thank you. This is, Lux's account, yes. Just close my eyes and hit auto. Kept me in Kyber 3 so far. Nice. Only been playing 1.5 years, so the lifters just take some time. That's impressive. 1.5 years, 1 point... I mean, look at that. That's crazy. And I wait on Lightspeed holding on... Well, I could say this. I'm not trying to just, like, butter you up, but this is extremely impressive because you don't have any Relic 9 GLs. You're missing important teams, like no Great Mothers, no Ahsoka, no Saul Luthen, no Unaligned Force Users, no Leviathan. This is insanely impressive. This is amazing. Really impressed with your roster. If I were you... Sorry guys, I got a funny message. Hold on. Bible Theory, love the name. Oh yeah. How do I join the queue? Lucas, join my Discord. Post your ally code in the roster review section, and I'll add you to the list for next time. Can't wait to find your ally code. There's another guy with the same name, but in Erodium. Oh my god. Your content is what got me to where I was at. Leviathan is my current farm. Oh, I appreciate that. And that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, this is extremely, extremely impressive. The Malagos is hurting my soul a little bit, but it makes sense because you don't have the unaligned Force User team up and running. Doesn't seem to be a big priority right now to have Jedi Knight Cal, which I understand. If your guild isn't, all on the same page, you want to make sure that they all are before you jump on that. So impressive you got the Jedi Vanguard up and running. Like, that's huge. Relic 9. Look at you. You're a great player. And your guild is probably extremely, extremely thankful for you. So I like it. If I were you, if you're looking for that little edge in Kyber 1, definitely a Leviathan fleet. It's impressive you're here without Leviathan, to be honest. That's so insane. So, I'm curious to what you're doing to counter Leviathan. You're probably maybe using Executor? The Profundity is not at 7 stars, so I don't think that counter is going to work. You're probably doing some form of Executor. So I would definitely work on Leviathan. I think it's important for you to try to get that up and running. It will help you in Grand Arena a lot and Fleet Arena. So definitely important there. I wouldn't rush Ahsoka. I would rather get the other stuff done. Like, you don't even have Bo-Katan yet. Damn. Oh, see you later, Sparker. Thank you for tuning in. I'll buy some reviews for people next live stream. Oh, thanks, Mikey Mike. That sounds great. I appreciate that. Raid Carrier. Profundity 2-shot sometimes. Okay, I gotcha. So, in order of operations for me, Bo-Katan is great, but her viability is going down a little bit because of the Lord Vader. Not being able to kill Lord Vaders because of the clones. So, I'd say, if you're worried about the Chirotech crunch, which I don't know if you are, but if you're with a guild on the same page and they're all like, okay, we want to get Mandalore, or whatever the planet is, I would prioritize probably Bo first, then Cal, because you get more Chirotech with this team. I would definitely work on Balin. Balin is great. I love unaligned Force users. That's like my go-to for Rey sometimes. You're healthy with the Chirotech? Okay, cool. That's great. You have Mandalore and Zepho? Oh, nice. Okay, cool. So you're healthy with the Chirotech. Bench saw it? Yeah. Sorry I'm late. A bit of a bomb cyclone happening right now. Darth Ahsoka, what the heck is happening? Bomb cyclone where? Sometimes Zepho, not the most consistent. That's why I'll probably do Jedi Knight Cal Kestis next. Okay, cool. I mean, hey, and that gives you a little bit of a lifter for JML, right? Not a bad thing. I love Balin, though. I think Balin is really important. I love Malagos. I can't stress enough how much I love Malagos. Aphra, I can understand being on the back burner, not as important as the other characters. She has a focused datacron, yes, but that's going to go away somewhat soon. So, I do like... If you're asking me, how do I improve my Grand Arena? Unaligned Force users. Game-changing team. So if you're going to work on Cal, get your Seer, up and running to Relics. Get your Malagos to Relics. Throw the Omicrons on them. Huge, huge, huge. If you want to work on another team that's going to help you in Grand Arena, Saul Guerrera with Luthen. Extremely impactful. I love them together. Paired with the Omicron. Absolutely no joke. Balin, another great tool at your for your roster in terms of taking out JMK, providing an annoying team on defense, and also gives you great mothers, which is a GL killer. She is so good. I lost with Jabba against Great Mothers the other day on my alt account. It was absurd. So, just a game-changing of a team, like, no joke. So, if you invest into Balin, you're not going to regret it. You really aren't. Such a good team. But yeah, keep working on Leviathan. I think for you, I'd rather focus on Leviathan because I'm worried that fleets are going to cause you the most issue for where you're at, because most players in Kyber 2 and 1 are going to have Leviathan. And not having that GL meta fleet will unfortunately hurt you. I know it sucks working on ships, but I do think that Leviathan is very important. And I see that Malevolence doesn't have Hyena at 7 star yet, so you like have half a Malevolence fleet too. Do you have Marauder? Is Marauder? You have Marauder. Bingo. I like the Marauder. I'm not gonna lie, this is an extremely impressive roster. I really have to say, you are missing a lot for where you are in the game in Kyber 2, and you're doing well. So, I have to admit, I'm very impressed, Luxray. This is a very good roster, and you're doing really well with the Datacrons. I'm sure your Datacron farming is big help for you for where you are. Especially this one. I mean, geez. This is going to stop a lot of players. So, I think that's what I would do. Leviathan, Balin. You already have the Vanguard. You're going to be killing it with the raid. So, I think for right now, you could chill with the raid. You're going to get one of the highest scores you can. You don't even have to worry about the new Bad Batch. You're going to get 3.6 from... If you want to bring these guys up and running, you could bring them through Relic 9. Right now, apparently, CX2, Apo, and Disguised Clone Trooper are at 3.6. So, it's not bad. And I hope you can do the Nightfall event with just these two at Relic 9. I hope you're getting those Omicrons, though. So, for me, Leviathan, Balin, very, very important for you. And then start working on your underlying force users, your Cal. You'll be in really good shape. So, keep up the good work. If you're looking to invest a little bit, a couple more Relic 9s, I recommend throwing Relic 9 on Lord Vader. Very good, especially with the new Darkside clones. The tankier the Vader gets, the tougher he is to beat. So I like Relic 9 on Vader. I like Relic 9 on Rey. I like Relic 9 on Leia. So if I were you, the 4 GLs that deserve Relic 9 are JML, Rey, Lord Vader, and Leia. Those are the most important. Lux is 6-0 for the season. Oh, yeah. I could tell. I mean, look at how impressive this roster is. I have 3 stars with those 2. Very good. Very good. Lord Vader Clones looks mid right now just because of the broken... I know. It's like overshadowing it. Also, I'd say if you're looking for a little bit of a boost in terms of the other characters, love the Relic 8 and 9 on Bane. Love the Relic 8 and 9 on Ezra. But this is more of a super focused roster, so it looks like you're not really worried about bumping the Relic levels up of certain characters. But if anything, this roster proves that even the Relic 8 and 9 does not matter as long as you're super smart with your efficiency in your roster and you utilize your characters correctly. There's not a single Galactic Legend at Relic 8. Not a single one, and this player's in Kyber 2. So, really smart. The last thing I want to check is your modding, because you must have pretty good modding if you're around here. 276, okay, let's see. Alright, it's not the craziest, actually. Like, your modding is not, like, that's not a knock on you. But your modding is honestly... This is impressive. You're doing extremely well. What the heck? Your modding is not the craziest I've seen, to be honest. I only like for return of investment. I get it. I get it. To be honest, I thought your mods were going to be way more, like, godlike. They're not that crazy, so this is even more impressive. They don't even have that many crazy mods. Damn. Modding does take time. This is a very good player. This player knows what they're doing. They don't have a lot of great mods to work with. They don't have a lot of plus 300s. And they're still pulling it off. So, this just goes to show how way more impressive this actually is. I have to say, I absolutely love this roster because it's just a perfect example of I don't need to bring up anything up extra that I don't need to. Everything seems to be the minimum of what they should be. So, very impressive. But Luxray, what I'm going to say, Leviathan's going to help you a tremendous amount. Get your Leviathan. Work on your Great Mothers. Keep up the Datacron farming. You're doing exceptionally well for where you're at. And also do a little bit of investment towards modding. And you're going to be really good. So you should be very proud with your roster. I'm very impressed. 28-5 recently in Grand Arena thanks to me. Thanks to you. You're doing a phenomenal job. So I hope you enjoyed your review, Luxray. Your roster is sick. I'm not going to lie. One of the best I've seen for this division. It's extremely impressive. Yeah, guys, that's an impressive roster. Skill rating, almost like Kyber 1. They're close to Kyber 1. That's insane. Luxray, I hope you enjoyed your review. Again, very good for where you're at. Very, very good. I think the Focus Datacron and the Lord Vader clones is doing exceptionally well for you. So, awesome, awesome stuff. Looks like it's the next day for my thing. So, with that note, we are going to transition over to the end of the stream. So I'm going to catch up with chat. I'm getting tired. Great review stream. Absolutely. I was happy Kiro Nico-chan was able to tune in. Darth Ahsoka, nice to see you in here. Every one of my channel members, you guys are awesome. Love seeing all the familiar names. You guys are great. We had Tass in here. We had Yoder in here. That's a huge plus for us. So love to see all these other great creators coming in here. I get hate all the time for not taking jails higher relics, but counters still counter. Exactly. Exactly. 1v1 me sandbox mode, Lux. Thanks for stream backs. Can't wait for my Ross review next time. Absolutely. I had a great time tonight. I love the Ross review streams, honestly. It's a lot of fun. I don't know if there's anyone else streaming right now. I'll take a quick look just to see. Try to see if I can send you guys over to someone that else is that is live. Take a quick look-see. And Shadow, I did not forget you. I'm going to look into some more music. I really am. I've been wanting to do it. I just needed that little kick in the butt. I can't tell if anyone... I might be the only one on right now. That's crazy. Okay. No one to raid. That's okay. So, again, thank you to everyone that tuned in tonight. I appreciate you. Thank you for all the super chats, all the memberships, all the gifted memberships, everyone that hit the like button, everyone that even just tuned in to hang out with me. You guys are awesome, awesome, awesome. I will see you guys for the next GAC video tomorrow and the next live stream for my alt account Wednesday, I guess? Would that be Wednesday? Maybe Wednesday. Happy to be remembered. Of course, Kiro Nico. Always remember that name. I'm going to do my best because I've had other creators with that issue. Yeah, I got to figure out. I'm going to find some platform where I can actually use music that isn't copyright. I'm going to do my best. Good night, Kiro Nico-chan. Always appreciate you guys. I'm going to send you guys off to the outro screen. I added an outro screen. So, thank you guys again for tuning in. May the force be with you all, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.